There we go. What a time to be alive. As I was saying, when you didn't hear me, Gonzo was talking about how rushed and ill-prepared they are today. As are we. Tom is currently off getting a pizza. You know, it's just the way he lives his life. It's just the way he lives his life. Whereas I am here, being a professional, with a massive spot on my face for a massive, massive match. Big matches. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Jeffrey Stelly, Nick Swire Thompson, good evening both of you. Rebecca, thank you for joining us and letting me know. I just had myself on mute. Just the way these things are. Harry Murphy 23, and I thank you for joining us. Jared Flynn, Clayton, Dave, all of you, hello. Now you can hear me. How are you all feeling today? It's a big match. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I've predicted us to lose, but I sort of have a, I don't want to say a confidence, because it's definitely not a confidence, but a sort of sneaking suspicion that we won't be, what's the word I'm looking for? Humiliated. Famous last words. In fact, let me just, live sub count. There we go, just bring that back. As I said, we're in a bit of a rush today. So how are we all feeling? How are you all feeling? When Tom arrives, I will bring him up on the thing. But until then, pizza. Rebecca, he is slacking today, Charlie. Look, it's just a sad state of affairs, isn't it? If we're being honest about it. Like, he's a good lad and he does a lot of work, but at the same time, he's getting a pizza when we're meant to be starting the stream. And yet I'm here. Didn't even finish that out streaming yet. I'm still here. Jeffrey Stelly, love the beard today, but thank you. It's getting there. Ignore the spot. I might even have to wear a mask just to cover it up, but I do. It's getting there, but I don't know what to do. Might get rid of it, might not. Not sure. It's at the stage where I've got to make a decision. I either commit or I get rid. And I'm not sure which yet. I'm not sure which. James Green, not at all 1-1 draw. Okay. I can see I can see the vibes. I can see the logic there, to be honest, because I said 3-1, but I can see the 1-1 logic. Harry Murphy 23, Charlie is everyone's favourite Gam Girl. Well, you know, listen, I didn't want to announce it now, but I'll announce it. I've got an OnlyFans page, guys. If you go to onlyfans.com/Hammers Chat, you'll find my OnlyFans. I post. It's just me hitting the woe. Sad times. Shout out to Ratchford as well for joining us. Shout out for Sheezy's rocked up, of course. Recent donator for Sheezy, that is. Matai, hello. Man United will win for sure. Well, one United will win. You didn't specify whether it was Man or West Ham. Poor joke on my behalf, but could be. You never know. Savinho, Moisey will be looking to get some revenge. How do we feel about that? Because Ray said it to me last night. Ray Borum, my co-host on the Hammers Chat Patreon exclusive podcast, Two Spanners, One Hammer. He said the exact same thing. I don't know how I feel about it. I can hear a boy. Is the boy here? If I press this button, will he be here? Oh, he's here. It's young Tom, everyone. It's young Tom. He's safe. He's safe from the world. Look at that.
There we go. Sorry. I saw Rebecca's comment about me being out.
I feel like I should be wearing mine because of my spot. It's so massive that I feel like I need to stop the contagion. But my headphones have dropped.
Oh no, you've dropped your headphones.
I can't hear you.
Listen, they are compulsory as of Friday, so we've all got to have our headphones in. Have our headphones in, have our masks on. There we go. Sorry, completely unprepared getting pizza. Hello, everybody. You have joined the Man United watch along.
We will, of course, be live from now up until just after full time, in where we will hand over to Gio and Gonzo for review duties. We'll be posting that in the live chat, so you don't even have to do any work. We will do it literally all for you. Charlie literally looks like a surgeon, given the game you're playing, concerning for my future. Mild spoilers there, but who cares?
Who else? Who do we have in the live chat?
Mate, what you want to see is you want to see Jamie Green's latest message, which is in all caps, fresh trim Tom.
Fresh trim.
Already noticed.
It was my birthday yesterday, so I did go get a fresh trim yesterday morning. Which is weird. Has anybody gone for a haircut yet? I don't know. It's a weird experience. Everybody's got visors on. You got to write your name down for everything. I don't know. It was a weird experience, but yes, I did just because my dad was coming up. So it was my birthday yesterday. 25. Do not listen to Rebecca. But yes, there we go. Hello, everybody. Who we got? Fo, Bob, Rick, DJ Beloki, Fred Archer, Jeffrey Stelly. Lovely. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. I assume we will have some United fans in there this evening.
I look forward to their attempts, is what I would say, Tom.
Somebody said show pizza. I of course don't have it on a plate. I have it on a thing.
I don't have a full screen of you. I didn't make it in time. Oh, there you go. There you go. Again, bit dodgy it being on a chopping board, but the pizza does look good.
I saw somebody's comment the other day and was like, apparently after the video, somebody left a comment saying, "Oh, I don't think having a pizza is." I don't think having something to eat on a live stream is a good look or something like that. And to that, I would say, people come for the food.
People come for the food. Come for West Ham. Stay for the food.
Stay for the food. It's a staple of our live streams.
I'm currently sort of in the process of talking to someone about moving in together, in a flat with one of my friends, and I was talking to his girlfriend for the first time yesterday. Tom, would you like to hazard a guess at what the first thing I said to her was? The first thing I'd ever spoken to her, the first time I'd ever met her, the first time anything. What did you think I said to her? That's right, I asked her what her top 3 fruits were. And I'll tell you what, Tom, the conversation was thick and fast. It was thick and fast. Utter United, if you let us win, we can give you Lingard, Jones, Sanchez, Pereira all for free. I think no is the answer to that one.
Oh, yes, there he is. David May, commenting on the live show. It was you. You said that you didn't want to see me eat. I do apologise. I'll mute myself today so you don't have to hear it. But unfortunately, some of these games, and I do have things to do during the day, like I've been out this afternoon for an appointment. So that's why I do live a normal life like you. I'm not waiting until 9 o'clock at night to eat. So, yeah. I'm sorry if I eat now. I apologise. I'll mute myself this week.
Mute yourself and make sure we can all see, because I want to see the slobber. I want to see that. You know what I mean?
There you go. I have seen a little bit of the I have seen a little bit of the United team news today. I was super worried.
Can I just say 2 things before we get there? First of all, Rebecca, first time Charlie met me, he tried to step on my trainers. Yep, and I'll do it again. Don't think I won't. Second of all, John's Migney with a WWE badge. I just wanted to give it a shout out. Wrestling boy. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. There it is. The munch. Yeah, I just wanted to let Rebecca know mainly that I would do it again. So let's talk about the lineups. What are we saying?
Yes. Do you know what? I was a little bit worried before the game, before I saw the lineups. I think everybody was. Man United are they're in very good form at the minute. In very good form. Yeah. Obviously, they did have a slip up the other day in the FA Cup, but besides that, they've since they signed Bruno Fernandes, my word, they look a strong team. I've even tipped them next year to win potentially the title. I think they're that good, and I think Bruno Fernandes is that good of a player. Obviously on this channel that we don't discriminate just because it's a United player, and we think, we can't say that because it's another team. And no. I think Fernandes is world class. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, along with his backroom staff. I know they've brought in Fergie's right hand man as well at the time. For the life of me, his name keeps escaping me. He was at Hull for a little bit as well. Was it Phil? Is it Whelan?
Phil Whelan.
Yeah. I just think that they're trying their best to get back to that style of football. So yeah, I really worried tonight. Although they do have a weak point, it seems, which is at both of their fullback positions.
Mike Phelan, sorry.
Mike Phelan, that's it.
Bo and Connor are both keeping us honest in the chat. Thank you very much. What did we say? Phil. Who's Phil Whelan then?
I don't know who we were thinking of there.
But Phil Whelan is a person. Don't know who, but it is a person. Shout out Phil Whelan. Phil Whelan, if you're watching. Shout out Phil Whelan.
I just like that attacking style of football they seem to want to play at the minute. Maybe I'm lording too much over Bruno Fernandes.
I think they deserve respect for what they've managed to do, because in reality it was a big task to turn that boat around, right? It was like an oil tanker. You can't just hit a drift, you know what I mean? This isn't Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, You can't just do that. It was the Titanic moving in one direction, and in order to try and turn it around fully, it was a large task, and I think they've done that. I think 2 years ago, if you'd asked me how close they were to even getting top 4, I would have been like, a significant chunk off. But Ollie's got them absolutely purring. The front 3 is really dangerous. The midfield is dangerous. The defence needs a little bit of work, but is starting to get there. I think it deserves a lot of credit. I can't act like they don't. I do think they deserve a lot of credit for what they've managed to do. Because for a long time I did think it was going to be a problem.
They do have I lived with a Man United fan. I lived with two guys, the Leeds and the Inter fan, who is one person, and the Man United fan. And before they really sort of broke into the first team, he was screaming out for seeing Brandon Williams and Mason Greenwood. And I think that they are both clearly at the point where they are very capable of starting in that Man United team, and they look comfortable there. Obviously, I think Luke Shaw's still a bit up in the air. I don't know. You'd have to ask a Man United fan that, but I know that they really like some of the youth prospects, especially Brandon Williams and Mason Greenwood, who seems to have seamlessly fit into an attacking three with Martial and Rashford, who seem to be sort of all firing on all cylinders at the minute. You know, I think they scored more goals between them than Liverpool's front three this season.
Greenwood has been the big one. Like Williams, I've been impressed by. I think he's played very well. But I've not been like blown away by him, if that makes sense. But I'm like, he looks like he doesn't look super out of place. But
and I know people go, Williams was at fault for the goal the other day in the FA Cup, which is fair enough. But I've seen him a couple of times in Europe this season where he seems to have played a bit more.
Yeah.
And he looked very, very good from when I saw him.
The difference is with Greenwood is like Greenwood, whereas Williams doesn't seem super out of place, if not a bit iffy and shaky here and there. Greenwood doesn't look out of place. He looks better than most of that team. Like, and again, he's come in with a lot of form, and that helps a lot. With a youth player, I always say that with a youth player, you have an initial burst where they come in and they perform very highly because they've got all of the momentum and all of the confidence in the world, and then they drop off after about 5 games or whatever you want to call 5-10 games is when they drop off. And the great players are the ones who at that drop off stage manage to keep going on that trajectory, right? Rashford did that, Declan Rice did that. They're examples. Whereas if you look at, say, what was that guy who used to play up Makeda for Man United? Do you remember Fredo Makeda? He came in with all the pep steam in the world, and then obviously lost it all. That's the difference with youth players, and I think Greenwood's challenge is now to continue that. It's the same with Williams. But the thing is today he's in that form period. So, you know, it's a scary prospect. But let's discuss the teams in detail, Tom. Do you want to bring them up while I try and figure out some other stuff that's going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to say to you this week, is that how we're going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, back five, De Gea, Timothy Fosu-Mensah starts at right back for United tonight.
Okay.
Lindelof, Maguire, Brandon Williams at left back.
Okay. Fosu-Mensah's interesting.
Yes, that's the big one.
Is Wan-Bissaka injured?
I don't know. Man United would have to Man United fans would have to tell us.
If you're a Man United fan, do let us know in the comments and stick around. We want to have a conversation with you. As we do.
How do you feel about that back four, especially fullbacks who I know I've just lauded Brandon Williams, but not exactly a constant starter at the minute. No Luke Shaw.
It's interesting. It gives me a bit more confidence. It does give me a bit more confidence. I guess it depends. It depends how we play, but Antonio's been drifting out a lot to the left. When we've been playing those long balls to him, he's been moving out to the left. Now, whether Antonio, I genuinely don't know the lineups this week. I usually don't. Tom usually tells me, and I don't pay attention, and then he tells me again, and then I think about it. But today, I genuinely don't actually even. I literally nothing in here. So if Antonio or Haller start, it doesn't really make a difference. If Moyes' decision is for the striker when the long ball comes to them, in order to drift to one of the fullbacks to make winning that battle a lot easier. If we are drifting out onto that left, Fosu-Mensah is an interesting person to be there.
I've just checked, and I know somebody, a Man United fan, just put it in the chat as well, but I did see it after I stuffed my face. Wan-Bissaka is on the bench at the minute, and then the United fan says that he's totally fine. Apparently, he's not in form, which is interesting because I know he had a great start to the season, but obviously don't really keep up with teams since the restart. It's all been a bit clustered. But yeah, he's a big, strong fullback. That's all I know. And I know he's at Fulham for a little bit, but didn't exactly.
He's not lit the world on fire anywhere.
Yeah, he had a lot of potential, didn't he?
Yeah,
a lot of potential.
When he first came through, there was a lot of talk about him, but it's not fully worked out for him. I don't think he's not quite hit the heights.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's the thing. If we're playing Fornals on the left or someone like that, he might have a much easier time than he would have if we were playing someone else, and if they were playing someone else.
I'll give you the midfield three, or what I assume is midfield three, because United have done it a little bit differently on their sort of screen, but I don't see Greenwood playing Cam. Matic, Pogba, and I assume Bruno Fernandes as the. I assume they're playing maybe like 4-3-3 with Fernandes at Cam. Maybe should have done my homework before that, but yeah. I think anyway. Pogba, Matic, and Fernandes, I assume, make up that midfield three.
Shooketh to the core. Matic has somehow found form out of nowhere, which I don't understand how he's done it. Because you asked me pre-lockdown, I would have said the dude's been finished for about a year, and yet post-lockdown, he's stepped up. He's stepped up in a very positive manner, and he's going to have a relatively easy time of it today, probably.
Quickly, Martin Bottian, who's in the chat asking for a link. I'm sure if you Google Reddit streams, mate, you can find one there.
Yeah, we can't confirm that, of course, but if you do Google Reddit streams, it might pop up.
Yeah.
But the other two scare me a lot. Not that Matic doesn't scare me, because I think he's obviously in very good form, but like Pogba and Fernandes
weird
are
because
like ballers. It's
weird because obviously I guess Matic plays sort of in behind that back four and maybe allows sort of I guess Pogba and Thingy to roam forward a bit and Fernandes to roam forward. But Matic was like going off the deep end. United fans didn't want to see him anymore. And all of a sudden, since Christmas, it feels like he's just turned into just a world beater defensive midfield.
It's weird, isn't it? It really is weird. I just can't get my head around how he's done it, because he has no pace either, which is what's doubly incredible about it. It just makes no sense. But like I say, the other two are utter ballers as well. They've both stepped up. Fernandes, I'm shocked at how quickly he's adapted and nailed it.
So good.
Pogba is he's just good. He's just very, very, very good. So that midfield three scares me, and I suspect I'm probably going to get a bit more shook again now when you read out the front.
Yeah. So yeah, what I assume again is like a 4-2-3-1 with Greenwood on the right, Rashford on the left, Martial three in the middle, which is what we expect. How would you take that? As if you didn't just type that.
Shook. I'm just shook. It's a very strong. Who's on their bench? Can you just read out their bench quickly?
Yeah, of course. You've got Romero, Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Daniel James, Jesse Lingard, Juan Mata, Scott McTominay, and Odion Ighalo. I'm interested that, Scott McSauce isn't playing instead of Matic, but I guess Matic has been in such good form that he doesn't get back into the team, which seems weird because apparently most Man United fans think that Scott McTominay is twice the player that Declan Rice is. But again, I guess that's an argument for another day, even though he's not. Let's rile.
He's not. He's very good though. He's very, very good.
He's very good, but he's not as good as Declan Rice.
McTominay a lot. He's not as good as Declan Rice, but I do like him a lot. I
do like him. Not as good as.
I think. I'm just shook, Tom. That's the exact line. If I was to pick, apart from Wan-Bissaka, if I was to pick a lineup for Manchester United that would scare me the most, it's basically that. Wan-Bissaka and Fosu Mensah being the only thing I would potentially change. Although to be fair, Fosu Mensah is deceptively fast. But yeah, I can't act like I'm not shook, because I am shook. But let's talk about the West Ham line. I mean, let's see what they're saying. Let's see what's going on there, because that could. It won't change my mind, but it could. It could. Good work, by the way. Good work. I appreciate it.
As I'm muted. We are, in fact, unchanged from last week. We are unchanged. Fredericks is also injured. He doesn't start. Ben Johnson back in again. The bench, which I just don't have here, except my Twitter decided to thing. On the bench, we have Randolph, Balbuena, Masuaku, Wilshere Lanzini. Connor Coventry makes the team again on the bench only. Yarmolenko, Anderson, and Allaire. But it is an unchanged team. And I know for those that may have been annoyed at the unchanged team or wanted Allaire to start again, I would say Watford game. We are unbeaten in the last two. Don't think you can change the winning team, especially when they perform as well as they did in the first half last week. Second half was a bit flat, but first half, I don't think you can really change that too much.
I'm not one.
In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I'm not one of these people who does. I don't believe in the idea of you can't change a winning team. I would in certain occasions. The only thing I would have done here is try to sort out that left-hand side. I really, really like Fornals a lot. I really like him a lot. I do. I just think he isn't a left winger. And I would have potentially given an opportunity to Anderson maybe to step up and see if he can find some form. Or Haller starting and Antonio on the left. I don't know. I would have done something because I don't think we're too effective down that left because Fornals is just not a left winger. But that's the only change I really would have made, despite the idea of you never change a winning side. I don't really play into that. What about you? How do you feel? And while Tom finishes his mouthful, how does everyone else in the chat feel? Importantly, please.
Yes, we will. We will get to everybody in a minute. We'll start interacting with the chat, take some questions about the game. I see I may be a United fan asking about what's his face, David Moyes, if we want him here next season. But yeah, I mean, I think even though obviously we're not mathematically safe, it would have maybe been nice to see a couple of players that we don't necessarily see play. I mean, we are kind of safe. I mean, we really would expect a 14-goal swing, which I just, unless it's written in the stars and it's going to be a proper West Ham United way of being relegated, I think we're going to lose tonight. But yeah, maybe it would have been a chance to see maybe some of the younger kids. I don't know. But I definitely think maybe we could rotate because I'm the same as you. I don't like watching Fornals down that left wing. I just don't think he has the pace. I also think our midfield is going to get shat on tonight from a great height by United. I just look at it and I just think Noble being in there, I'm not a fan. Not against the likes of Pogba, Fernandes and Matic. Maybe more so Pogba and Fernandes. Just they have that creativity, that pass to unlock. They have a little bit more pace. They're just a little bit more boisterous. I just don't see Noble matching up well at all tonight against them. I guess the only saving grace is we do have Declan Rice and Thomas Souček in there. But yeah, a little bit worried about Noble tonight. That's the only one I could really sort of say that I'm nervous about watching.
I'm not worried about our midfield, to be honest. I think they're better than us and will outplay us in midfield no matter what. I think putting three combative midfielders in there is the best option, arguably, to try and just stop them playing so well, because that midfield three is so freaking good that I feel like putting three combative midfielders as opposed to, say, a Fornals or a Lanzini, for example, or a Wilshere, I think is potentially the right move. I don't think David Moyes is making it because it's the right move. I think David Moyes is making it because he has one thing. He always does. And it's the same as forever. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Fornals' long-term position is very, very, very clearly in the middle. And the thing is, we knew that already when he was at Villarreal. When they played him on the left or on the right, he wasn't great. When he played as a 10 at the tip of a diamond or in their three at the back system they were playing for a while, man was killing it. And then we shove him out on the left again, which is just stupidity, but it is what it is.
And I will say, actually, Jez Bishop's put a great point in there. I'm wondering, United have had all this talk of Sancho and Rice probably. If he did want to move this summer, which I don't think either of us agree that he's ever showed any, reservations and say, I definitely want to move away, or I think I should move to better my career or something. But if he wanted to show out tonight would be a great game to do it. To really try to nullify Fernandes, who has been just sensational. It's going to be so hard tonight. And I think they will get through, and they'll get through many times. They'll have a great chance. The fences, they will create so many chances tonight against our back four. I'm really worried tonight. And I think Ben Johnson's going to have a really difficult night because Rashford all of a sudden feels that, I don't know, he's stepping up almost, it seems. He's really starting to just become a reliable goal scorer in that team. Martial the same. Never really... I understood the hype around it, but now he's really starting to embrace that role as United's new striker.
I mean, just that front three is just reveling in their own source at the moment. It's kind of
they're all young. They're all young. They're all young. Excuse me. They're all young. They're all banging in goals.
Whippersnappers out here doing bits. You know, it's kind of mad.
So yeah, I think if Rice really wanted that tonight, I think he's going to put on a good performance. I just hope. I know he does, and I just hope, because it's annoying because this myth that he's the worst player and he's the most overhyped player in the league. I wish we could just, and I know it may not happen, but if we just win tonight and he put in like a 10 out of 10 performance, and it could just shut everybody up, especially the comparisons between him and Scott McTominay as well.
Calm down. I can see you getting riled up just talking about it.
It winds me up in a way. It's just it's like they don't appreciate the type of player he is, and it's not like we gave United one of their sort of better players in the last 20 years in Michael Carrick as well. Yeah, one of them. I don't know. I just feel like he deserves so much more credit. I just think he deserves so much more credit than what he's getting in the minute. And it just winds me up when I see the abuse that he takes on social media. I'm not trying to act as his defensive person, but it's if you actually understood.
You're not trying to.
No, but I am. But if you just watched him week in, week out, this theory that he's a myth, or that Calvin Phillips is twice the player he is, or Scott McTominay is, I have to control myself because it winds me up pretty much. Yeah. Oh, Rio, of course, as well. Rio Ferdinand, even though he did go by way of Leeds, I guess. But
yeah, Michael Carrick went by the way.
It went by way of Spurs. Yeah. So yeah.
Now Tom's got that out. I don't care. I couldn't give less of a crap what other fans say about our players. Who cares? Annihilated, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Man, you good luck. Well done for staying up. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. I'll lob your name down there in a second. He also asked, is this game giving you loads of viewers? I don't know, Tom. What is the current viewer count? I can't see it on my screen.
Sorry, I don't want to offend David May for eating. 118 at the minute watching.
118.
Maybe.
That's all right for us. It's decent for us. We had more, but we also had less. So who knows? We'll see. When Man United inevitably go 1 or 2-0 up, and the Man United fans do come flooding in, then we'll probably get a lot of views. Thank you, Jez, for the 118. Appreciate that. While Tom munches loud. It's a very crunchy pizza you're eating there, Tom.
Yeah, I burnt the edges. I'm sorry. I'm done now, though. I'm done now.
I don't mind a crunchy pizza. I can't lie about it, bro.
I usually like them quite soft and supple, but yeah. No, Annihilated. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. As Charlie chucks your name. As there are everybody in here, you get a first little roll call tonight. If you haven't liked the video already, then please do. Subscribe if you haven't. The subscriber count for the last sort of month and a half has been going absolutely bananas for us. It's since the restart we've been going absolutely nuts. So appreciate every single one of you that's joined in. There's only 2 games left, Charlie, unfortunately, tonight, and obviously bittersweet end, but
it's fine. Next season starts like the day after this one finishes, doesn't it? So it's calm. Don't worry about it. Tom Yam.
There's less pressure.
One time. Thank you. Foes bringing representation for my kind of language. Tom Yam to that pizza one time. I just swazzed it right into his gob. West Ham Clips. Good evening, sir.
Evening, Clips.
As per usual.
What's your score prediction, Charlie? Let's have score predictions from the chat as well, from both sets of fans if you are in here. Just quickly, Mataki says, I don't know much about West Ham's attack, but our defence is really awful currently. What do you think? Can you beat our defence? Well, Antonio's, for the first time in his career, is on fire. And I just think, I would say that between Bowen, Antonio and Souček, even Fornals, we could potentially unlock your defence. If you're not careful, Bowen will get in behind your fullbacks. And Mikel Antonio apparently can't miss at the moment.
That's the thing. Is right. We're not. I don't think we're incredible at creating the opportunities as such. Although we have been in the last 2 games. So it's less about. The thing I would say, if you're a Man United fan, this is the thing I would say. Your tactics play into our tactics. We're a team who, at the moment, because of Moyes, we sit and then we counter. Long ball football. Let's go. Brexit, guys. Brexit means Brexit. That's what happens with us, right? And so if you're a team who step to us in the same way that Norwich did, in the same way that Watford did, now obviously they're much, much worse teams than Man United, that plays into our hands. So I would be concerned about conceding, because I do think, as I just see Mikel Antonio fail twice to do a flip-flap in warm-up. Good work, bruv. Good work. I would be concerned. However, what I would say is this. My score prediction is currently 3-1 to Manchester United.
We've got the same score prediction and we haven't even discussed this.
Oh, there you go. I believe 3-1 to Man United, and mainly because I just think Man United will score more than we will. In a very Michael Owen-esque quote, I think that's how it's going to go.
They win the game because they score more than the opponent.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
When they don't score, they hardly ever win. But I do think, if you're a Man United fan, I would be a bit concerned because we are so in form going forward, and it is those informed forwards. You're looking at Antonio, you're looking at Bowen. Fornals can create and has been creating, although he's not super effective from the position he's in. I would be concerned from that angle. So, Tom, you're saying 3-1 as well?
Yeah, I just think that going forward, I just don't think we have enough of them. I mean, all the pressure is on United tonight. Obviously, they are fighting for that top 4 spot, whereas we aren't. So yeah, Clayton, no optimistic win this evening for West Ham. I don't know. I just think that the pressure's all on them, and I think they've been reveling in that at the minute. And yeah, I think our players kind of know that the Villa game for us is the more winnable game of the two. I think. I just think we will be in for a long night, and if we're not careful, we could get slapped about. But I just don't think the players. Their hard work came on Friday night against Watford. So for me, I'm not too bothered about the result tonight because obviously we're safe. So I'm not really too bothered about the West Ham showing, as it were, because obviously it is a tough game.
I'm bothered about the performance rather than the result.
If we get rolled over,
yeah, exactly. If we come out and give ourselves a decent showing, despite getting beat 3-1, like I say, I'd be more than happy with that. I'd be like, fair play. We gave it a go. We put it out there. I'm not expecting us to win. It's not a win or lose situation. Villa would be a slightly different scenario than that, but here, not too much. Can I also just say very quickly before we go to live chat, Sky Sports pundits for the evening: Patrice Evra and James Collins. Now that's a studio you want in. Come on, boys. Come on. Patrice Evra and James Collins, Ginger Pele, just good lads all right. Good lads.
I do have a question because obviously it's been
okay.
We've got 10 minutes till kick off. I think obviously we both have our own opinions on this as well. A lot of talk this week after the win, and I've seen a lot of, I would say, I don't know if kiss arse is the right word, or certainly fans that have almost overnight changed their opinions of David Moyes. I know, shout out to Jazz if he was here, who is stuck with David
never ever changed his opinion.
And I just wanted to know, what would you say is to him managing next season? I have my own opinions. I've even given them on the Patreon podcast before with you.
Two Spanners, One Hammer. Subscribe to Patreon. You get to not only watch the exclusive podcast, but you also have the chance to be on it. But that's a separate issue for a separate time.
But what are your thoughts? Has anything changed the last couple of weeks going into sort of the back end of the season? Are you happy with the way that we're playing? How he's got the team set up? Is he choosing the right teams, the formations that you want to see? How would you assess his performance so far since the restart? And would you want him next season as West Ham manager?
No. Next question, sir. No, I think in reality, nothing has changed for me. He has obviously done well. He's obviously done well the last couple of games. I don't believe he has pulled out this tactical masterclass. In reality, it's the same stuff he's literally always been doing. It's just we had the right people against us to make it work. If I was in charge, I would let him go in the summer and get someone else who's actually capable of taking us forward as a club, because I don't believe he is. I spoke to Ray about this last night, but the idea of my problem with Moyes is I don't believe he's the right guy to take us forward. Tactically, I don't think he's the right person to take us forward in terms of structure of the club either. For me to be convinced that he would be someone I would consider keeping at the club, he would have to do a lot of things, and it's not just about pulling off the performances on the pitch, which he has done the last couple of games, or say by Christmas being in the top 10 or whatever. For me, it's the behind the scenes stuff. For example, just the small things like going to scout the players individually. That's great and all, but when you rock up and you watch James Maddison once, you go, he's not very good when he's at Norwich, and then he comes into the Premier League and is actually a barnstormer, or your system's broken. We're in 2020 at this point, you know what I mean? You don't get the story of Steve Bold moving to Arsenal because they were there to see Lee Dixon, and Steve Bold pulled off a worldie and then they signed them both because they were sick. That doesn't really happen anymore. We're in a different stage of the world now. Obviously, it's not completely down to him to build up the backroom staff and whatever, because he has to be given the actual funding to do it. Which, if certain websites that shall go unnamed are to be believed, there is no budget this year, Tom. There is no budget.
Shout out to anybody that saw Charlie giving absolute slaps to some people on Twitter last night.
It is what it is. I think it's rough for him, but for me to be convinced that he's the right guy to take us forward, there is a lot more that needs to change apart from some wins on the pitch. And if we want to judge it purely on pitch only, I can't ignore the rest of his horrendous time at West Ham.
I think quickly, Rebecca, I know you said you sent the link, but we're actually watching it both legally tonight, so unfortunately we can't.
I was about to show you, but I literally can't.
But yeah, we'll get to the live chat in a second. Before we'll read out some of your opinions on David Moyes.
Definitely, I'm interested.
My retort to you would be
loving the verbiage.
My retort to you would be, who is available right now to get? Because the obvious target that people wanted, or I know a lot of people I saw on Twitter, was Niko Kovac, who has agreed terms with Monaco, I think, today, which is bad for us because he's now being linked instantly. I don't know whether that's just paper talk or he's instantly being linked with Sebastian Haller. Yeah, of course. Which obviously was one of his main men, unfortunately. Imagine that. Little and large, Ben Yedder and Haller up front.
I know, I had the exact same
damage. That's damage right there. My thoughts on it is I would keep him because, and listen, at the best of times, I'm not impressed with him as manager. I've called him out in certain videos. I've spoken here. I've called him out. But I just think, and I know that Jazz made a good point of this, which is stability. And I think that we can't just keep going, have the rotating door of managers like we have done for the past few seasons. And I think he was unfairly dismissed last time because at the end of the day, he did keep us up. And I think it would be an unfair dismissal this time. And I just don't think there's enough time between the end of this season and the start of the next to get somebody else in, maybe to get the transfers. I want to see some stability at the club. I don't want to be, because don't forget, up until a few years ago, we were the only team in the Premier League that's had the fewest amount of managers in its history or something as a club. I think we'd had like 7 or something managers. So it's sad to see that go out the window. Not that we can really attest that to our current club history at the minute. I mean, especially with our owners, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I'm with Jazz in the sense that I want to see some stability. Does that mean that some weeks we will get bad performances, some weeks we'll have good performances? Of course it will. But I'd rather have a David Moyes that could maybe have a summer to try and imprint, although if you believe certain sites, he doesn't have any money at all.
No money. None. £0.
I would rather watch Moyes and see him have I would rather see him have a summer to try and get the players that he wants into, because I don't think you can also say that Souček and Bowen were his players, if that makes sense, because I think they were already scouted and coming before he took over. So yeah, for me, I'd give him a summer just to see, because don't forget, he's been called into certain teams in the past since he left United, and it's been like, save this club or do this. So yeah, listen, there are times I'm not happy with him. I don't necessarily agree with his style of football, maybe the way that he plays, but if he gives us that summer just to implement his style, then we'll see. And look, if we get to Christmas and it's looking tetchy and scary again, or we're not maybe performing, then by all means. But the guy's come in and saved us twice from relegation. He deserves some form of credit in that respect. And yeah, I just think that with a summer behind him to maybe get the players that he wants in, I think for me that then we can really sort of judge him and understand where he wants to go. Because I imagine he doesn't want to be fighting relegation every season. I mean, he's been brought in both times whilst we've been fighting relegation. Do you know what I mean? So
maybe he should be a better manager then.
He should, but we've also hired somebody like him.
The first time we weren't in a relegation battle, I wasn't scared about relegation the first time he came in, and we were in a better position last time than when he came in, and then we went down into the relegation zone. It's like he's not. I get it. I do fully understand, and the idea of the argument of who is around to take over, I think is a good one, but B, that's also not my job to know. I was just looking at my phone there to try and find a list of available managers. I was looking down Transfermarkt. I saw the word Francesco Totti. I got too overexcited and I just had to close it because these things happen when I see the word Totti. But in reality, if you don't have a success, the owners should know who they want as manager already. Next, if they don't, then they're wasting time. Let's be real. Moyes has 1 year left on his contract, and the only reason he's here is because they couldn't hire anyone else because no one would want to come to the club, and that's a bigger problem than who's available. Is who would actually want to work under the stupid idiots we have in charge.
But at the end of the day, and again, I would say this though, and I know somebody put it in there, and I'm of the same in the live chat, and I'm of the same opinion. I think that there is a cancerous spine that goes through our club at the minute, and I don't think the blame lies directly at Moyes' fault. I don't think he helps us sometimes with the way that he sets up the games, or the way he, coming in and giving the press conference saying it's winning is what I do. I don't think he helps himself in that respect, but at the same time, I don't think he's helped by the fact that there were prima donnas at this club that either don't want to be here or are not performing to the level or the price that we paid for them. And I also think when you've got the kind of system in terms of ownership and scouting and everything else, you're almost set up to fail before you even get to the. I mean, because we had one scout, was it this year, and something like that. I mean, it's just the way that the board run this club is just not set up at all to be successful. So for me, I obviously I put the blame at his feet sometimes, but I also think that there is a cancerous spine running through the team that needs addressing a lot sooner than necessarily the manager. I think we need to be run by like a proper football club, like a football club. And fair play. I think the best thing that David Moyes can do this summer is the last thing I'll say before we start the game. The best thing that he can do this summer is go down into the Championship. Is maybe League One, if depending on Wigan are, get players like Anthony Robinson, get Adam Armstrong, as I know people have mentioned, Eberici Eze, whatever his name is. Get players that maybe are a little bit younger but have something to prove, like Jarrod Bowen has since he come in. Maybe we're not the type of club that should be going out and spending 50, 60 million or 40 million on a player. I mean, we may not even have that money if you according to some places you read it. But I think
Hewitt is just a trash fire, and they shouldn't really be existing. I'm just going to say it. Carry on.
But yeah, I think going into Championship is the best thing that could be done for us this summer, and I think we will reap the rewards because of it. Anyway, should we have a minute's silence for Jack Charlton?
Yes, of course.
I thought that was for Jack Charlton, but I heard midway, was it an Alex Dawson or something like that? I don't know.
I think it's the thing with Moyes thing, just to leave it, because what the final whistle says is correct to an extent. He's staying. He is staying. And we knew he was staying before, and that's kind of the problem. And two, there was something I was going to say in response. Yes, the ownership thing. It is, of course, entirely the owner's fault. and they shouldn't be able to get away with it in any way, shape, or form
Yeah.
because it is literally entirely their fault. What I will say is this: accepting Moyes as manager is accepting someone
Timer.
they picked because I know. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Sorry, I was panicking there.
I know what I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
Accepting Moyes as manager is an acceptance of their the way they run the club, because he's there because he's a yes man for them, because he has no other options, because he's a trash manager. Anyway, the match is
Man United versus Wales.
Man United versus West Ham. Versus West Ham.
Sorry, I panicked there. I didn't want to be off.
I'm so sorry. I had it open. Don't worry. I was ready, bruv.
I panicked. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. I think it's one of those topics where it's a 50-50 thing at the moment, right? As the game starts, we'll just to end it, I guess it's one of those topics which is 50-50, and I feel like the idea of having stability and stuff at the club, I think everyone agrees. There are some key points everyone agrees on, right? And I think the vast majority of people, for example, agree that the owners are the bigger problem at the club and not David Moyes. I think the vast majority of the people will talk about how we need stability as much as possible.
I just think whoever takes over this club at the minute, in terms of manager, if it wasn't David Moyes, it is a poison chalice for anybody that takes over. I don't think anybody can succeed at the club at the minute with the way it's being run. I just don't see it for me, which is why I'm not against seeing Moyes for another season. And I know Jez Bish just put there Chris Wilder, but why would Chris Wilder, and this is not a dig at you, Jez Bish, but why on earth would Chris Wilder want to leave a team that has ambitions of taking their club to the next level? And potentially may have Europe next season, depending on results. We don't know yet.
But that's the thing. The idea of like who's the next, who are the managers who are available. I think there are plenty of managers out there that would go and would be all about having a chance in the Premier League, be them in the Championship, be them in League One, League Two, or foreign leagues. There's plenty of managers out there who would jump at the chance to be in the Premier League, managing in the Premier League, not only for some money. Great, you're ahead of me. Not only for, there we go, good save by Fabianski. Not only because of the money, but also because it's just a big platform for them. The problem is we're not one of the clubs they would pick.
I mean, how much money did we pay Pellegrini to get him out of his contract and then sack him as manager? I mean, that surely is not the right sort of mentality to have. In terms of
Pellegrini was a name. It wasn't an astute signing as from the people in charge. It was very much just who can we get? We're obsessed with the idea of a big name to take us forward. Oh, Pellegrini, we could probably get him from China. Like, it was madness. It was sheer madness. And I said this at the time. I was one of the people who wasn't super happy. I said I wanted Rafa Benitez, who was available.
Fernandez, early chance for Mason Greenwood. Fernandez is already unlocking the keys to our defence. I mean, Jez Bish says Sheffield United are a one-season wonder. West Ham, look at our history, look at our stadium. I reckon Wilder would relish the job. He's not a top six manager, but West Ham, I could see it. But did he not used to play for Sheffield United, or he was involved with Sheffield United in some capacity? I just don't see him leaving a club like that. Sean Dyche, however, I could see potentially maybe, because there's the talk of him going at the minute. But then again, he's in Europe, so why would he leave a European potential team?
They have less money than we do somehow.
Yeah, somehow. Foshizi says Pochettino, Allegri, Jardim, and Ralph Ragnick. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some names that are about. I don't think Poch would come to us. We obviously need to see what happens with Newcastle first. I think obviously that's going to be a big telltale sign. We'll end up with Steve Bruce or something like that. So,
I mean, you're looking at those names Fo put in, for example. Jardim, I think, would consider it because he's not in the top echelons. Pochettino and Allegri wouldn't, because I think they're in the top echelons of managers in the world. Jardim is one of those people who I think would be would be easy to get money wise. I think we could convince him of money. And Ralph Rangnick would require us to have owners who actually have any semblance of intelligence in their brains, which we of course don't. Also, as Ratchford just said, happy belated birthday to Tom. Can we all give Tom a happy birthday? It was his birthday yesterday, if you missed it. And that's why he has new hair and no facial hair. Well, very little facial hair.
Yeah. Do you know what? The one manager I thought we somehow we try and tempt. If I had if it was down to me, who would I love for us to see? I know you already have Clayton. Thank you. I did thank you before. Would be Eric Ten Hag from Ajax. I just if we were really talking about like just managers who dream managers we have, I really like Eric Ten Hag from Ajax. I feel like we're completely away from this match at the minute, but it is such a big topic, though.
I think the thing is with the dream manager, right? This obviously isn't Jared Bowen.
Step
into Williams.
Great challenge from
great
Williams.
Great tackle. This obviously isn't a dream manager situation. What I'm about to say, I would 10,000% take Sean Dyche. I think it's a risk. He's never really done it on a big scale anywhere but Burnley. It obviously took him a long time to build at Burnley. I don't think he have even the semblance of structure that Burnley have at West Ham. But the thing about the idea of now we're deep into this topic, I'm just going to say it. The thing about the idea of having consistency and structure and stability for a while, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to stay with the same manager, but you definitely at the very least have to stay with a similar style. And Dyche is like Moyes if Moyes was any good, in my opinion.
Are we saying Moyes pre-Man United?
Yeah. Because he plays a similar style of like Brexit football, but it works, and he's not afraid to step up a little bit. I wouldn't put it as a dream candidate by any stretch of imagination, but I would 10,000% be happy with that.
A sensible one for us, I would say.
I'm interested to see how Johnson plays today.
Yeah, so am I. Antor Hassan, I am from Bangladesh. Hello, Antor. Mahi Niel is from India and asks if he would say hello to him. So, hello, Mahi. Jesby says Ten Hag is the dream. Clayton, now that is who I'd go for as well. Tom, the guy at Ajax. I think a lot of teams were circling around him when they got to semis last year. Yeah. I almost thought he was being lined up at Barca at one point or something. I don't know, but he obviously hasn't gone there yet. Just seems a very, very astute manager. That one guy says, with the COVID-19 pandemic hampering finances, I don't know if West Ham are in a position to be looking at a new manager right now. Better wait until next summer. I think a lot of clubs, I don't know about you, Charlie, I think a lot of clubs will put most things on the back burner in terms of transfers, finances, that kind of stuff for quite some time. I don't think a lot of teams are going to be in a position where they maybe want to spend money as you chomp down something. But I think a lot of teams will play it safe because they don't want to then maybe put themselves in a position where they're having to pay things back and all that kind of stuff.
Equally, what about the idea? And I don't know how much I believe this, but I'm putting it out there as a sort of little taster, little conversational topic point. If we can't get big name change players in, manager is probably actually the financially smarter thing to change.
Sorry.
A manager might be the intelligent and financially astute way to get changes in form, because we can't go out and buy an Anderson level player who's 45 million because we don't have the money, but we can go and get the guy who's managing the Anderson level player because we can afford that because they're cheaper than a footballer is. So actually it might be more astute to get a manager because the new manager bounce and fresh ideas and freshen up the squad and that sort of stuff. Again, I don't know how much I necessarily believe that at this point because I've only just thought of it. Give me half an hour to stew on it maybe, but something to think about at least.
Yeah, I think the most sensible thing that can be done this summer by our club, I think if we try to get some stability, I know Charlie's of a different mindset to me, but I think keeping some stability, keeping David Moyes this summer and looking into the Championship or for the teams like Wigan that may get relegated tonight, we don't know, which I think is the most unfair thing to happen recently in football. Yeah. The way that's been dealt, by the way, that Wigan thing is appalling. However, somebody like Anthony Robinson would potentially only cost us 1.3 million or something I read if they went down. Clubs like that are going to need money.
So even if they go down, they're in administration. They have to sell their assets.
They need exactly. So, which is a problem, I guess, at the time. I almost hope that they stay up for their sake. But I think the best move we can make is to the Championship for some young talented Championship players, which is why Eze makes sense if we offer them Jordan Hugill the other way.
You know what, I'll be all right. Taking off my Hugill specs for a second and talking about it logically. Eze's a bad move because we don't need players in his position and we shouldn't be wasting money.
But if Lanzini goes and...
They're not going to go. Who's going to take Lanzini and Anderson and that? No,
oh, foul there for
Anderson, maybe, but Lanzini, no one's going to take... Look, realistically, if we get rid of people, then sure, then we can start to think about that topic of conversation. Eze plays in the same position as Fornals anyway, and Fornals isn't leaving. I don't want to see us buy a backup to Fornals when we need first choice fullbacks, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is the thing. Also, as Foshizi says, hashtag recall Big Jogs. Get him back in the club. Come on now. Come on.
As West Ham do have a free kick at the edge of the area. Sorry, we've been deep in discussion since the start of the game. Some good topics brought up by the chat as well. So if you do have anything we want to discuss during the game, it is a watch along at the end of the day, but we always love to...
I'll say this as well. I'll say this about...
the ball in. Oh, great ball from Cresswell. Nobody on the end of it.
Someone
expect Souček.
Someone brought it up in the chat. Let me find it. Clayton. Charlie, you've dropped in my estimation. Daesh, how classical, old school British go nowhere manager. The guy's in breaking Europe for the second time with a team with no budget. I don't disagree. I don't want to see that style of football necessarily as West Ham on a permanent move. I don't. That's part of one of the reasons I really don't like David Moyes. I'm more of an attacking based manager. I want us to step to people. I want us to go for people. But at the same time, people need to give Daesh the respect he deserves. He's pushing Burnley, a team with zero budget essentially, with a team... Like, their most expensive starter against us was Vidra, who cost them 11 mil. As I tweeted out after the game, you could have bought 9 of Burnley's players combined for the amount we bought Jared Bowen for. Let's put this into perspective about that. And yet, for the second time in 3 years, he's pushing for European football. He's pushing for the Europa League. That's huge. That's massive. So when you go classic go nowhere manager, he's going places. He's dragging them places. Now, again, I'm not the sort of person who wants that style of football. I just want to say that because I do prefer a much more attacking style of football. My favourite manager since I started watching West Ham when I was a kid is Slav for that reason. Slav for all of his faults that anyone could say. You can't fault him for not always going for it. And that's the thing, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Ben Johnson started the game well, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
Putting his imprint on the right back position.
So a bit more.
Quickly running through the chat. Moyes has done well twice, saving us. Got to at least give him a season or we'll bang out of order, says Dean Lovett. Dean, I agree. Charlie, I think, has already said not necessarily that he disagrees, but he respects.
I do respect it.
But we've all got different opinions. Football is a game of opinions at the end of the day. Jez says Daesh is like Moyes if Moyes had no hair and was hard. Sorry, Charlie nearly chokes on his feet. Lassie, GK11 United's the best. Welcome, my friend. Eduardo Dan Vargas says hello. Jamie Green says Julian Nagelsmann would be a great manager from Hoffenheim, or Fernandes couldn't control that. They've done well, Hoffenheim, this season, if I'm not mistaken. Top 6, I think, in Bundesliga. Obviously, his name's been mentioned about quite a bit, but maybe there may be some bigger suitors for him than us. Who knows?
He's above our level, unfortunately. I think his next step is to a top club, unfortunately. If we'd got him before Hoffenheim, then yes, but it's a shame. It is what it is. He's an incredible manager, though. You're 100% correct.
Yeah. Jez Bishop, I'm from Brighton, but I'm not a liberal or anything. Cheers, boys. Hey, it's been nice. It's been nice, Jez, to have you interacting with some good points made. Jesse Lingard says, do you have David Moyes' number? I'd like to play at West Ham. No, Jesse Lingard, we don't. We don't want you.
No, Jesse. Bad.
Stay where you are.
Bad Jesse Lingard. We don't want you, Jesse Lingard.
And you may win Young Player of the Year award next year for the... By the way, Declan Rice didn't get nominated for that, which I thought was absurd, but
calm down, Tom.
Lassie asks, who was a United fan, what do you think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
I really like him. Why that was musical, I don't know, but we've said it. I've said it.
Really like him.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll let you go because I think your opinion would be more interesting than mine.
I don't really have a good opinion. Sometimes I look at him and I don't know. Like he's just sat back chilling in his chair and whatnot. He doesn't strike me as the kind of manager that's sat down on the touchline barking orders and really getting involved. I see Phelan doing more of that than I do Solskjaer. Maybe he is a better tactician, I guess, in a sense than what we have, but he has the players to do that, I think. I don't know. I don't think he looks like he has the confidence yet to be Man United manager. I don't know, which is weird because obviously he's given the results and he's obviously getting them singing on the same hymn sheet, but he doesn't look confident still to me as United manager. Maybe he'll have to grow into that role, and that's just his persona as a person, his nature. I don't know, but he just doesn't look confident to me.
I disagree. I don't really see. I don't tend to judge people's demeanor as how they are. In that sense, Tom loves a bit of authoritarianism. No, I don't really judge it in that sense. When I look at, say, Henri's an example, right? Henri, I've met him in real life. He's a lovely man. And when you look at him, when you look at the way he talks, the way he stands, everything about him, you would think he wouldn't be a hard-nosed manager. And yet reports are he's quite a hard-nosed manager and someone who, behind the scenes, I'm not going to say he'll punch you in the face, but you know what I mean? It's like he's not accepting mediocrity. He's not accepting any nonsense. And so I don't want to judge him specifically as a manager.
Well, he had the hairdryer treatment from Ferguson for years, so you would suspect that he would have learnt that side from Sir Alex, the no shit taker kind of attitude almost.
I just look at what Ollie's done, and I think I just respect it. You know, he went to Molde and did absolute bits there. Came to Cardiff in an absolute
dire situation, which
the
was out of his
situation. It's just completely out of his control. And he tried, but it didn't go right for him, and didn't go right for the club. Obviously, went back to Molde, killed it again. Came to Man United and did so well that they gave him a contract when he wasn't even meant to have one.
I don't think the Paul Pogba situation helped.
Look at how he's grown the team as well. Right,
they had that dip in form for a while, but I genuinely don't think the Paul Pogba situation helped them while that was going on. I think it was a massive distraction at the time.
I don't think. I wouldn't I would have said he was a Man United caliber manager, but at the same time, Man United are much better now than when he came in, by a significant level, to the point where I think they're comfortable top 4 next year. Whereas before he came in, I thought they were struggling for that 6th place kind of thing. Yeah. And I think that deserves respect. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a great manager, but at this point, I do like him, and I think, you know, put respect on the man's name. Superstar, get him in.
Saksham Alwalia, I may have butchered that, says, I'm a Chelsea fan, come on West Ham, you can do it. We will try for you. For you specifically, we will try. Marlon Almeida says, well, Vamos Manchester. Manchester. Sure. Go Manchester. Ironic says, we've been under the cosh somewhat for the first 10 minutes as Martial blazes one over the bar. We can't hold this pressure for too long. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know so much. Marlon Almeida back again with the Bamo Manchester. That one guy says, how much do you reckon? As I see Rock7 tried to tell us he was from Tanzania 300 million times. That one guy says, how much do you reckon Anderson would go for now? I would say, would you say that one guy, before we answer this question, would you say in like next summer's market where every player's values are going to be decreased, or are we talking like just as Charlie just chucks it down his throat? Or is it kind of like a, how am I trying to word this? I've just been super distracted by Charlie and his face. Is it a level playing field market where like last summer or something when we signed him for 40 odd million? Is it that kind of a market, or is it a coronavirus market is what I'm trying to ask, as Declan Rice does well to sweep up there. Jeffrey Seller says, any idea on Holland's future? That's a good shout, actually. I haven't thought about Nathan Holland for some time. Last I knew he was injured, and then he obviously got a chance at Oxford, but then I think he got injured again, I want to say, at Oxford. You're not sure? Love to see him in and around the first team next year, though, Jeffrey. Okay. Charlie muted himself. I'm talking to a ghost at the minute. Only I can hear Charlie in my ear. Sorry, guys, whilst he finishes that. Apparently, people saying that Nagelsmann is at Leipzig now. Didn't know that. But he's going. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that sucks then. Anyway, Alan Robbins says, you're deluded if you think Moyes will take us to the next level. There are some good players in the Championship, but Moyes is too defensive. I don't think it's necessarily, we're not asking Moyes to take us to the next level just yet. I just think we're on about saying we need some stability as, I'd say more stability. That's what I said anyway, personally. That was my argument. Charlie doesn't want him next season. Jazz says, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer basically proves that if you're a Man United manager, if you manage United or Barca and have star players, your nan could manage the team and literally win. Literally just happy to be there and looks like Schmeichel. I mean, you're not wrong. It's
it's one of those things, right? Like, I just think he deserves more credit because I think if anything, every other manager that's has followed Big Alex has shown that not everyone can manage Man United.
Somehow comes through,
at
the corner. As we are on the front foot here, Fornals out wide to who the bloody hell is that down there? Bowen on the ball now.
Who's that down there? Who's this?
Good work from Bowen. Crosses into the box. Bonner just fouled something. I don't like it when I'm behind you because you do a better job at commentating on the game than I do.
You're in front of me.
No, I don't.
When I'm behind you, sorry.
Yeah. Because it becomes less of a watch along when I'm in front.
I understand what you're saying. West Ham Clips. Seeing Charlie spit some bars yesterday, eyes emoji. Yes, I did, Clips. I was dropping mad Harry Potter bars. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to hit him with the Voldy flow. Had to happen. It was in my head.
I did say that.
I had to get it out. You know?
What happened?
What I'll say is this, Clips. This is specifically for you and anyone else who saw it. Oh, Tom, you saw it, so you too. What I'll say is this.
That one, guys.
Just quickly, I just wanted to say this. Tom, Clips, there may be a studio version on the way. That's all I'm going to say. I'll just leave it there. That might be a thing. I may have spoken to some people today to make that happen. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Rashford trying the old cheeky scoop turn. That one guy says, let Anderson get sold next summer when the market is ideally more normal. Okay. I'd take between 30 to 35 million for him. I think he's worth that because the talent's there. Just need to get it out of him every week.
Would I take that much for him? 35, I'd think about it. But I think he's super talented. I think he's arguably on a technical level, the most talented player in our squad. I'm looking forward to what Man United are about to do.
Oh, crap. They're in behind. Foster Benson in behind. Who's offside? Oh, nearly went 1-0 down there. Thankfully, if off the offside. How far are you behind me currently?
It's just happened to what you said. So about 5 seconds.
I'm on 22:42.
I'm on 22:38, 39, 40.
Okay, I'm about 7 seconds in front. It's drinks now, though.
Rigged! Hydration station, everyone. Hydrate yourselves. Get some H2O, Daniel. I'm not going to eat that because I was just eating chocolate. But I just think, I don't know. I don't know if I would take that much for him because he's so talented. I'd prefer for a start to leave it until the year after anyway, because during that time he could re-find his form. Again, he's been in blistering form for just as long as he was out of form this year. It's a 50-50 thing.
Slowish start, I would say, to the game. We did absorb a lot of that United pressure for the first 20-odd minutes. Did have a couple of chances there. Noble, obviously, I would say, hasn't looked up to the speed of the game, but we kind of said that before the start of the match. It's always going to be difficult against United's midfield, especially with the creativity and the whatnot they have to unlock us. But yeah, we look comfortable at the minute, I would say. What about you, Charlie?
I'm not super concerned. Our sort of deep-lying compactness is helping us a lot. They're finding space, but not a lot of it. And again, this is very much Moyes 101. What we're seeing now is a very much Moyes 101 system. I'm a bit concerned at the lack of attacking intent. Because I don't think we convert our chances enough in general. The last couple of weeks we have been doing, but we tend to not convert our chances too well. So we'll see how it goes, though. So far, I'm content.
What time are you on? Because I've just managed to pause mine.
24, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34.
Okay, you're a bit in front of me. Excellent. Not sure where you're getting comfortable from, Tom, as I do not see it. I've been looking at the chat constantly, Clayton, but when I have watched the game, I've seen we've absorbed pressure. Maybe we should do a better job of doing that.
I'll say this because I am watching the game. There's a reason why I'm sitting sideways, because I am literally watching the game. Shout out Jungwa69. The thing is, they're not creating a lot. Just because we're on the back foot doesn't mean that we're not struggling. They're not creating super dangerous chances right now. So I wouldn't go as far as to say we're comfortable, perhaps, but I certainly would say I'm sort of content with how it's going. But I want to see us have more idea of what we're doing with the ball when we do have those opportunities for it. Because let's not act like we didn't know this was exactly how it was going to play out anyway. Can I just say
Peach the 5 makes an absolutely brilliant point. I think that Wilshere would have strive or thrive in a game like this. I would agree. I think he would suit this game a lot better than somebody like a Noble. As United are so quick on the counter attack.
I don't know. It's not necessary. I don't necessarily because of anything, because of pace. I just think he's more capable of breaking. He's more capable of breaking through the lines than Noble is. And in a game where you are under pressure and you are under the cosh, I think it's. I think it's useful to have a player like that, especially in the centre of the park, who, when he collects the ball from centre backs or whatever, can shift in rim, shimmy it out of a dangerous tight angle and get us moving forward again. And for a counter-attacking team, I think Wilshere would actually work perfectly. He's looked at a possession player because of how good he is on the ball, and obviously playing under Arsene Wenger. But I think actually for a counter-attacking
team, he's there again from Ben Johnson.
He's brilliant. But
he's looked a lot more comfortable early on in this game, I'll say, than the Watford game. Because in the Watford opening 25 minutes, he was a bit shaky, wasn't he? But he's looked very, very comfortable on the ball. And defensively as well. I'm going to quickly go get some birthday cake, Charlie. Could you full screen yourself for a moment?
Hello, everyone. Clayton, they are having the ball too much. They will get it right eventually. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. You can't just ride off the fact of them not doing it yet. I do agree with that. I do definitely agree with that. I just feel like the thing is I knew we were coming into this, and so I'm sort of content that this was going to be how it played out. You know, I did think this was how it was going to play out. Kane, hello. Good evening. Cresswell can just F off to Ipswich. Harsh Jez, but at the same time, just not starting would be nice. But then again, we literally have no other options. Don't know what that was. Don't know what that was. I just don't know. Migsy, Johnson is such a class defender. Shame he looks so bad going forward. As just trying anything, Antonio. Let's get through. He does look decent. And I hope he settles into it a bit more. Because I'm not super. I don't know. I haven't made my mind up on him yet. Let's say that. I haven't made my mind up on him yet. So we'll see where that goes. Let me just angle this down a little bit. Just as a framing thing. There we go. That's a bit better. It's a bit better. But I appreciate that opinion, nevertheless. Frank, we need a game changer like Adama Traore. I mean, everyone needs an Adama Traore, let's be real about it. I think we have ones on the bench. You know, Anderson, Yarmolenko, Haller, all potential game changers. It's just the way you use them as opposed to the actual personnel specifically. But let's be real. Any team in the world could use an Adama Traore. It's Adama da bloody Traore. We need Adam Armstrong, trust Jez. Well, listen. I won't say anything. I really won't say anything. There he is. It's just Shine's door, bless him. Hello.
Hello. Did I miss much?
Nah. We had a little opportunity. Antonio wobbled down the way, maybe potentially had a corner, but here's what it is. Is what it is.
How have we been playing? I've had it in my ear, but I didn't see much in the way of impressive.
We've got our foot a bit more on the ball here. We're certainly stepping to them in a slightly more. We'll step into them in a slightly more confident manner. Can we get, ignoring that for a second, can we just get a cake check, please? It's a chocolate cake. Lots of layers of chocolate, so I respect it.
It's not just any chocolate cake.
Okay.
It's an M&S chocolate cake.
Oh, I love that. Do this. Right side of your mouth. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Your tongue. It's just a little speck on the right side of your mouth there. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Just keeping you out. Bowen here. It's a good position. Couldn't quite get through. Yeah, we're starting to put a little bit of pressure on here. Bowen doesn't look super okay there. It looks like something might be wrong.
Corner for us, oi.
Looked a bit like a stitch. Something I get regularly being a fat boy. Is what it is. We'll see what happens. You might be winded as well. Could be a winded cake. Could be a winded thing. Sorry, I saw Jeffrey Stelly talking about cake, and my brain went to cake. Actually, that's a good point, Jeffrey. We're gonna do that straw poll in a second. Tom, can you take note of Jeffrey's suggestion for the straw poll, please? Because we will be having one momentarily.
I see it, mate. Don't worry.
Okay.
Well,
good cross-in header. Just not quite there. Sorry, go on.
We've already had. Is it? You are in front of me now. Excellent.
Yeah.
See how close that I've gone. Oh, we are the top. We are joint top scorers in.
Since the restart, or from corners.
Overall,
joint top. What of from corners? I'm going to ask you questions just to muddy the water while you can't respond. From corners in England. In European top 5 leagues, what we saying?
In the Premier League, we've scored the most goals this season from or joint top with most scorers. We're on 10. Everton are on 10. And there's another team on 10 or 9, I think. Okay. When I swear a couple of years ago we couldn't even score from corners anymore.
We have stepped up in that regard. We have definitely stepped up in that regard.
Frank Alexis asked, "What do you think of the Rice for Batshuayi Barkley trade offer?" I'm giving it a hell no. Like a hell no. Batshuayi don't even want to come to us, mate. And Barkley, completely different position. Don't like it. Think Souček is just as dangerous as Barkley, if not more so these days. Especially when we've signed him permanently and we're going to announce it, obviously. Maybe tonight if we're safe, or after the Villa game, most definitely. So, no, in that respect. I would not take... Yeah, and even money exchange, I wouldn't take money for him either, because I think his price this summer will be devalued to what it may be next year when people start to have a bit of money again. Plus, if Chelsea sign Havertz, I don't think that they could genuinely afford Rice as well and comply with financial fair play.
Yeah, but that's been relaxed because of the Rona. They've relaxed FFP, yeah, which makes the zero budget thing even more weird, doesn't it? Claret Hugh. I would say. I don't want to annoy people, so I'm going to abstain from my opinion.
Please annoy them, please. Come on.
I would take it if we have Batshuayi involved in the deal.
But Batshuayi's agent has said he doesn't want to come to West Ham.
I don't care. Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say. Right. This is my genuine, honest opinion. I wouldn't mind a swap deal for Rice. It would take having a lot of money. It would take having. Is that a specific cake fork you got going on there? The 3-pronged with the little thick. I respect it. I respect a man who knows how to eat cake, but in a classy manner. I think the thing is, if it was let's say it was Batshuayi plus part exchange with money, it would have to be a lot of money to make me convinced to do it. But I look at Batshuayi and it's not even necessarily the value he adds on the pitch, although I do actually rate Batshuayi as a striker. It's also the fact we could then sell a Yeti and we could sell Hugo, taking off the Hugo glasses for a second, and get those money off the wage bill and still be sort of in the profit. I think it could be a smart business move, but it would take a heck of a lot of money on top of that. Let's just say it was Batshuayi on a permanent and money. I would say Batshuayi plus 60 mil, 55 mil. Do you know what I mean? I'm still talking a significant amount of money. I'm not talking, Batshuayi and 5 million, please. No, get out of town. You know, it'd take a lot of money. That's my true and honest opinion on it. In a way that's not me just trying to wind people up.
Yeah. Reportedly, I think I saw this morning, and Jesse's been linked with Celtic as well, which I thought interesting. which I definitely thought was interesting. What was the chat saying there? Frank says no money exchange. Chelsea trying to mug us off. Alan Robin, he says, do we look dangerous? We've had a chance here and there.
I wouldn't say we've looked dangerous. We've looked semi-capable, but it's very David Moyes in the idea of Antonio is hella exposed and hella isolated, and so we're sort of relying on him doing a madness. So I wouldn't say we're looking dangerous. We're looking capable of maybe causing a problem, but we haven't quite done it consistently yet. Man United certainly look the more dangerous team.
Yeah, 100%. Frank Alexis also says, I think we need new fullbacks and a new defensive mid to help Nobles transition out of the team. I agree. I think the fullbacks is the main topic of our transfer aim or focus to somewhere. It needs to be on fullbacks.
Yes, and a backup for Declan Rice would be good, if I'm being honest. And that's assuming he stays. We do need a backup for Rice quite badly, because if he gets injured,
Carlos
we are screwed. Get him back. Good Kane Rose.
Carlos Sanchez, what a man.
Great hair.
Clayton asked, why would anybody want Batshuayi? He had the chance to come to us, but he chose Palace instead, didn't he? As well with the loan deal, I swear.
I don't know about that. He certainly picked Chelsea ahead of us. I don't know if the loan deal thing. I don't remember that, so I don't want to say it. Batshuayi is a decent striker. I disagree with everyone on that one.
I don't think, though, that if we were to get that amount of money for him, I don't think he's on that level.
Ooh, blimey. Ooh.
I don't think we reinvest that money at all well. Oi! That had a bit of swaz.
Certainly not. I don't trust us. I don't trust us to reinvest that money in any way. Sorry, allow me to rephrase it. I don't trust David Sullivan to reinvest that money in any way, shape, or form. He's trash. He's an idiot. David Sullivan. If there's one thing I want you to take away from the stream today, be you a West Ham fan or a Man United fan, David Sullivan's an idiot.
As is Clarence Hugh.
They're not idiots. They're just a disgrace to journalism. It's just, it is what it is.
Fair enough. United are turning it on a little bit now. Joe Zai's 112 asks, is Neymar better than Mbappe? No. Mbappe's miles ahead of him. How does it feel, Neymar, to be second fiddle on a second team when you wanted to go to that team to be the number one guy? Mbappe all day.
He's very good at taking L's, is that Neymar? He's very good at taking L's. Mbappe is better. Mbappe, in my mind, is...
frightening.
Can I say second best player in the world? I don't know. That was...
No.
That was
Actually, do you know what? This season, I would argue that he is.
West Ham United playing ultimate risk football there.
Oh my word! Whoa!
Oh, Noble, the outside the boot pass, baller.
Oh,
Antonio doing literally nothing. Okay.
God,
I don't. Maybe I can't say Mbappe's the second best player in the world, but after Messi, I think there's a conversation to be had.
I don't think Ronaldo's been that guy this season, and I know he scored a load of goals, but I know for a fact he has not been that. He has not been that guy.
Ronaldo
that guy will.
Isn't as good as he once was. I'm gonna say it. He is like top 5 maybe at best.
I'm gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I don't care that you broke your elbow. What a video. What's a video?
Oh dear.
Bats hasn't done anything for over 4 years. Disagree, but that's fine.
I think he was good at Dortmund. I thought he'd found it there.
gunman.
I found his niche at Dortmund.
I'll also say this: you
Brandon Williams.
You can't keep changing clubs like he has because Chelsea, for some reason, don't want him but won't let him go, and expect results. It's just kind of madness. It's the same thing with what happened with Oxford.
Would you not say the same thing about managers as well, Charlie?
Yes. So David Moyes should go and find someone who's actually at his level, like maybe the Scottish Premier League. I agree. I agree. We should find a manager who's actually good and then stick with him. It's a case of, I don't know. I think he's in a rough situation. I do think he's good. Is Cavani better than Mbappe? No, not in my opinion. But again, that's Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't watch PSG enough to have a true and full opinion on it. But I've never not been impressed by Mbappe ever. And I have not been impressed by Cavani several times. But then again, Cavani's a hell of a lot older, so he's had a lot more time to not impress me, if that makes sense.
He's on a free, isn't he, this summer from somewhere?
Cavani.
His contract went down at PSG.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. We'll get linked to him, and then we'll inevitably sign someone crap because David Sullivan's an idiot.
There's 8 dislikes on today's video. I feel.
Thank you for watching, everyone. If you have enjoyed, I don't mind.
9 dislikes.
I don't mind.
It's been shot in the chest.
It means they click on the video. I'm gone with that. Dislike it as much as you like. I'm gone.
People are not happy. People are not happy. They think it may be the game that they've come to see.
I genuinely don't mind. It means nothing to me. It means nothing. Likes mean something. Dislikes, I couldn't care less. Likes are like, oh, cheers, man. Dislikes are like, you clicked on the video. Anyway, Mbappe's a monster. He is. He's just very, very, very good. Makes the Antonio back to his old self. I'm glad someone else said it. It wasn't going to be me who said it first. Was not going to be me who said it first. I don't know. He's not done anything yet, but I'm not going to write him off because he's been in such fine form. But for his first half, I've definitely not been impressed by Antonio in any way, shape, or form. Clayton, we are not playing. We are absorbing. Could be better with a decent left back and left wing and decent 10 on the pitch. Don't disagree. I agree with you there. I think when we counter, there's been 1 or 2 times where we have looked like we might be on the verge of creating something, but that's as far as I would go. Being on the verge of creating something as opposed to creating something. If you see what I'm saying. Jeffrey Stelly, they disliked the cake.
How could you?
Could you? Absolute monsters. It's a lovely cake. An M&S cake. No less. Neymar is better than Pogba. Sure. I may disagree with that, but sure.
Jeffrey Sterling, Pulisic is the most informed player in the league. Prove me wrong. Mikel Antonio. How about that? Pulisic has been brilliant though since the restart. I'm glad they finally started to play him because I think he has all the talent in the world. I just don't think he's had that opportunity yet. By the way. Yeah, Ziyech, I'm looking forward to seeing so much next season. Werner as well, obviously. Hakim Ziyech, my word.
Antonio, unlucky. I mean, I want to re-see that just to see what he actually does there.
Oh, Antonio.
It's a good ball in by Dot Johnson, I think. Is it Antonio gets the last touch or Lindelof? No, it's Lindelof and it bounces off him. Good positioning though. Good positioning. That's sort of what I want. That's sort of what I want to see. Good positioning from him.
Could you go full screen again? I just need to quickly go to the toilet before half time.
Hello, one moment. Hello, everyone. Decent positioning there. But couldn't quite get it in. Lindelof did decent defending. It was a bit suicidal defending, but decent enough. Paul Spencer, what do you think of Nigel Pearson sacking at such a crucial time in their fight for relegation? I think it's madness. I think it's utter madness. As West Ham are counter-attacking here, Antonio steps up to go flying through, and Fosu Mensah came in with a force of 1,000 Eric Cantonars. Something we could do something here. We're good, decent set pieces. It was a good layoff by Antonio. Fornals laid it back to him, and as he sort of tried to step up through, it was not great control by Antonio. And his second touch, he definitely was missing it. But Fosu Mensah came in with just all kinds of wild manoeuvres. Sean Dobbs, would you be upset if we lost? Yes, I'm always upset if we lose, but not horrendously. Well, it depends how we perform. It's a performance thing more than it is a result thing. If we perform well, then I'm happy. If we perform badly and we lose, then I'm more sad. You know what I mean? Back to the Pearson thing. It's madness to me. I think he's done a decent enough job there to stay. I don't fully understand why they've done it. It seems madness. You're talking about stability. That is really, really mad. Oh, absolutely clattered in the box. Referee's blown up for it. Absolute blasted at Pogba, who's got back up. It looked like it took his head off there. It looked like it absolutely knocked him out. Let's see here. We're going to get a replay. Declan Rice. Declan Rice, okay. Was that his hand? Did it hit his hand? Oh, it's VAR. It's VAR. Tom.
I've heard that apparently this may be a penalty.
Yeah, Declan Rice went for an absolute barnstormer because Declan Rice apparently.
Yeah.
And it looked like it hit Pogba on the hand. I'm putting it close to my face so I can see. It's definitely hit Pogba.
That's a penalty.
As clear on the hand as it's humanly possible.
If Manchester United managed to escape this,
that was a stretch. I'm not going to lie to you, Tom. That was a stretch.
Yeah, it was a
Declan
big stretch.
Rice going for it for some wild reason.
That has to be a penalty. That better be a penalty. What a time to come back as a chief. Did you hear Gary Neville there? Just went, embarrassing.
He's in trouble.
It is a pen.
That's as clear a pen as you're going to get all day.
I'm just hiding a live chat because I know you guys are in front of me and you will see it before us. And I know even Charlie actually, maybe 10 seconds.
It's a penalty.
It is a penalty.
It's been given. I mean, that was as clear a handball as humanly possible. 46, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay, all right. You're 4 seconds in front. I can take that. So I'll celebrate with you if we do score.
Okay.
That was just a schoolboy error there from Paul Pogba. What on earth is he doing putting his hands up?
That was as obvious a pen as you're ever going to get.
Do we deserve this if we score? Because I think since the drinks break, we've had a very good end to the first half, I would say, Charlie.
Antonio stepping up to take the penalty.
Antonio with Noble on the ball. Oh my God, Charlie. Oh my God.
Yes, come on. Come on, Mikel. I take back everything I've ever said about you.
God,
Jesus Christ.
Get in. Antonio is on fire. Get in.
I was shook. I was shooketh to my core. With Noble on the pitch, I was shook.
Bloody hell.
Do you know what? I respect it. I respect Noble giving him the penalty to continue his form. And actually, to be fair, with the game he's having, he probably needs that to step up.
Unbelievable.
It was not a good. It wasn't a great pen.
A second half we are in for potentially. Listen, I know Clayton says we don't deserve it. I don't necessarily think we deserve it, maybe because United obviously have been the better side at times, but I think we really have grown into the game the last sort of 15, 20 minutes. But what on earth Paul Pogba was doing there to put his hands up, I do not know.
I think Gary Neville just said he felt like it was instinctive, and I think that's probably the case. I think he just flinched because a ball was coming directly at his face.
I'm so confused as to why. Mark Noble's not just taking that penalty. Like really, really confused.
I respect him giving it to Antonio.
Did he give the ball to Antonio specifically?
I don't know, but they just had a conversation after the fact, which made it look like there was a conversation between the two of them, perhaps. But regardless, I think Mikel Antonio stepping up and getting a goal to sort of kickstart, especially with the way he's been playing today, which I've not been super convinced.
Can I say? Mikel Antonio at the minute, well on his way to becoming West Ham's all-time top scorer in the Premier League. He's on his way, lads. He's like 4th, is he now? 5th? Something like that. He's on his way to becoming our top scorer ever. If he stays at the club, that is. Foshizi coming in with a £5 donation. He just says, Antonio.
Antonio, thank you very much, Foshizi.
Foshizi, you are big star. I'm sure Charlie will replace the guy who maybe donated at the start of the stream in a moment. Well, what an end to the first half that was. I guess we'll just let a few of you come back in for half time, because I'm sure we will come up. Ironic, more cake. Yes, there will be more cake in the second half. I'll have to disappear for 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Give me some cake.
Haven't even had my dinner yet. I dinner. Yeah, I think, to be fair to him, I think him taking it is the right thing because we've not had... he's not been great today, Antonio. And so if we can get a goal to get him kickstart back in, stepping up again, then it's the right thing to do. I don't think it was in a particularly great penalty, but who cares? Because we're 1-0 up at half-time.
There you go,
Which, in a way, like Clayton said, in a game where I don't think we necessarily deserve to be 1-0 up, I will take... Tom, what is your opinion?
Yeah, I don't think we've been all that bad. The last 10-15 minutes of the first half, I don't think we've been all that bad. I thought, ow, as I banged my knee. I think, to be fair, we've had a couple of good chances. Even that Cresswell free kick earlier in the game where he put the ball right across the front of the box. Lucky that nobody got their head on the end of that. But yeah, that was. I'll take it. Why not? Why don't we deserve that lead? I don't know. We are. Simon England says sell Antonio. I think we are. We've just played so well. Like I said, that it's like the leash. The shackles are off now. The shackles are off due to us potentially being safe. And yeah, I thought we played well those last 15 minutes. And listen, if it stops United from getting Champions League football or top four, then so be it. I mean, I'm not against it. Who doesn't want Souček to be announced as a West Ham player tonight? You know, even a point out of this game would be massive. I mean, I expect United to make some changes at halftime, maybe, or early second half to try and combat that. Maybe get Juan Mata on as well. I don't know necessarily. Their bench didn't look all that amazing, but yeah, what a first half. What a first half.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's been okay. I'm content with it. I'm content.
Oh yeah,
I don't
maybe I'm going over exaggerated it again.
Well, it's because
yeah.
we've just scored, so what a time to be alive and all that. I feel like I'm content with what we've seen. It's not a. I'm not super comfortable with it, but I'm like, okay, I'll take it. It's sort of how I expected the game to go anyway. I think we need to step up a little bit in the second half if we hope to get anything out of the game. Because again, I think we're not lucky, but United are very capable of damaging a team, and so I do think we need to step up if we've got any hope of getting something in this game. Because if United step up a gear, which I suspect they will do, I have no reason to think they won't. They'll get at least 2.
Yeah, I do think they'll score second half. But again, if we put in another performance where everybody, maybe bar Noble and Cresswell, have been a 7 out of 10, then I'd be quite happy with that. I think they have a lot of success down that right-hand side, I think, or could have even more so with Greenwood and Fosu-Mensah, who looks intent on getting forward when they're attacking at times. So, yeah. But yeah, it's just, I mean, the last few weeks, it's been good. It's been good times. They've been a hard coming, haven't they, Charlie? But we're having some decent moments to end the season, at least. I mean, it's not even full. Yeah, look at me. I'm just getting too over.
Look, as you said, look, the Pocky Punch just joined us for half-time. Welcome, Sat. Just popped into half-time. I was screaming, why is Antonio taking the penalty? But fair play, he scored it. If he puts it in, he puts it in. I'm not particularly impressed by the penalty either, but he's lobbed it in. There's a replay happening at the moment of the incident. First of all, just not going nowhere near the goal. So he's going to be doubly annoyed at that. That wasn't even like a Luis Suarez against Ghana situation where it was flying in.
Oh, and, yes.
He handballed it. No, literally was going about a mile wide. And yet, I think it's just instinctive. It's one of those things where there's a football flying at your face. You're probably going to block it with your hands, aren't you? Probably going to block it with your hands. Well, Tom, if you were to make any changes, would you make any? Who would you bring on?
Yeah, I'd take Noble off. A, to annoy Rebecca. And B, I just don't like it. Don't like it. He's not been great, but he's not been woeful. But I really want to see Wilshere. I just do. I really think this is it. This is a time to give him some extended minutes, just to see, because I feel like we are wasting him away on that bench. I'm surprised we've not seen him in the last couple of weeks. Really want to see him at least play half an hour today. As I completely forgot just seeing Patrice Evra that he actually played for us. That was just really weird. I think a little bit people are confused here. A lot of people are confused as to why Noble didn't take the penalty.
Don't know. Probably. It looked like there was a conversation between him and Antonio after, so I suspect they had a conversation about it. Because literally, as they go to celebrate, there was a conversation as the celebration's over, as they walked away, and Antonio was laughing. So there's clearly something was there.
And to be fair, there's been talk as well. I know I've seen a couple of people discuss it on social media this week that because he why have I just forgotten what I was going to say here? Because that was it. There was a rift between potentially Antonio and Noble because Noble has not gone to celebrate any of Antonio's goals this week. this week. Since the restart, since he started scoring, he hasn't gone over to celebrate with him once. I'd noticed that, and genuinely, if you watch the behind-the-scenes games, Noble is not in any of Antonio's celebrations, but he's in Souček's and other people. So yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of a weird one for me.
I don't want to rampantly speculate on YouTube videos here, but Clarence, you are trash. What are the people saying, Tom? What are the people saying?
Yes, I was just about to go through with that. Blah, 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 blah.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. If you just joined us,
Eric.
subscribe if you're new around here and like the video if you're enjoying it, of course, because that does mean a lot. That does genuinely mean a lot. Watching that live sub count go up.
We are
over
3
the course
subscribers away
from 12,600, and watching it go up it warms the cockles. It warms the cockles. Sorry, Tom. Go on.
I thought you actually just said it warms your cock off. I was a bit like, excuse me.
No.
Excuse me.
There have to be a lot of subscribers to do that. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I know somebody did put in there that you can taste the salt from the Man United fans. I think the dislike button would suggest that, maybe. So if you are and you haven't liked the video already, then please feel free to. It helps me out, apparently, because it affects me more than it does Charlie.
Dislike button.
I'm joking. But yeah, if you haven't already, do drop a like on the video as well as subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Right. Where are we? Eric says, nice cut, Tom. Thank you very much, Eric. I'm trying to figure out where. There we go. Starlight. Antonio must be on the fish cakes. Antonio must be on the fish cakes. Sorry, it's not having these glasses on. Rest of the game cancelled due to coronavirus, says Jeffrey Stelly. People just don't understand why we. Do you want to take over the live chat? Because apparently
people aren't understanding why Noble didn't take the penalty, is what I believe you're trying to say, with literally no information, because you just said the word why 4 times.
My brain's having a brain fart.
The Pocky Punk, just a blind guess. I still have no idea. Yeah, fair. With no record of taking pens, he surely should be taking them. I was like, what the F? But he put them away. Oh yes, come on, you eyes. I didn't swear there because I'm not sure what it does for monetization things in the middle of a live stream. So I'll avoid it for now. But yeah. I came in at Eric Olsted, legend. Welcome, Eric. I came in at 35th minute. How was the first 35 Man U domination? ? Tom. Should I ask that question? How were the first 35 minutes?
Hairy till the drinks break, I think, and then we really stepped, and as live Fate plays literally just said, we upped our game. I think we upped our game after the drinks break.
Sorry, I've been trying to figure out what it was for about 10 minutes. It's Fate. That makes sense. Live Fate plays. Sorry, carry on. You look real confused, my G.
Yeah, no, I was deep in what Ray Rogers has just said. Sky never mentioned why no booking or sending off for Pogba. Did he not get booked?
Don't know. I wasn't concentrating. I don't really.
Is that by the letter of the law? Is that a red card? Does anybody know?
It for some reason, it's definitely not red because it wasn't. It
wasn't heading traveling towards goal, but
it wasn't even. I mean, even if it was, the goalkeeper could have saved it. A yellow, I would suspect. I don't know about red. If anyone knows that, please let us know in the chat.
Connor, shout out to Connor. Name a better duo than Moyes and Drinks Breaks.
I'll wait, Connor.
Hand in hand.
I will wait. He does seem to do bits. Did we up our game or did Man United get crapper?
I think we upped our game, genuinely. I think the passing became a lot quicker. It was short, sharp movements. I liked it. I thought we were playing a lot better towards the end of the second half.
Antonio was stepping up as well. I was very unimpressed with him at the beginning. So for him to step up like that, for example, little cheeky 1-2, isn't that nice stuff? Eric says, Rebecca says, Tom and Charlie. Whereas Starlight says Gio and Gonzo. So Starlight, you'd be pleased to know that they will be back for a full review after the match, in which Tom will spam the link, so you can just go click on that and have a look. If it ends like this, if we win, I'll tell you you're gonna want to see it, because if there's one man who hates Man United, it is Gio Mackie. So I suspect, you know, the emotion will be there.
Yeah, I would rather see Leicester get top 4 than United. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I'd rather Leicester get top 4 than United. I do apologise. Just for the simple fact, I would laugh.
Can I ask you a question?
You can indeed.
Where's that come from?
I don't know.
Fair enough. I agree. Because I just
like
seeing smaller clubs do better. I just like seeing small clubs do better.
Leicester, and do you know what? Get Chelsea back in top 4. You know, we'll let them in for one season. You can. That
I don't care about. I'd rather it be Leicester and Sheffield United if we're picking teams.
Yeah, get it in there. Make it different. What was everybody's opinions on that first half as well? Man of the match potentially from your first half. Who was the best 45 minutes for West Ham player?
While they get their in, I would sub Noble. I would bring on Haller and put Antonio on the left. I like the idea, by the way. I like the sorry, go on.
I'm sorry. I'm going to dip out just for the third time this half, just to restock up on cake and there's a FIFA reveal coming or something tomorrow.
What was out?
Yeah,
I've not been out.
Hydrate. 1 second, please.
Disgraceful. Just disgraceful behavior. No, go. Take your headphones out. Take your headphones out. I don't want you to hear what I'm about to say. Wait for it.
See ya.
Wait till he takes it out. It's disgraceful behaviour. Look at this absolute mug. Yeah, I would certainly bring on Haller, I think. Although Antonio did step up towards the end there, I wasn't super happy with it. And I think changing the vector attack could be super useful for us. So putting him out on the left and taking off Noble, putting Fornals in the centre and bringing on Haller would be my choice. Let's see what the people are saying. The people who are much smarter than us. I like it when we score with a big team, says Migsy. That's totally fair. It's a very fun thing to do. As someone who supports a small team, it's always a nice thing to be able to talk to your fans who support big teams and go, classic. Connor Matthews, Fornals through the middle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bruv. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it needs it. It's also just his position. Why are we playing him out wide constantly? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Live Fate plays. Now I know how to pronounce his name. Ben Johnson has been good at the back. I think he's been better this. Yeah, he started. The start against Watford, I was less convinced by, but the start in this one, he's been much better, much more composed, which is good to see. As Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes on for Timmy Fosu-Mensah. Jeffrey Steady. So the fact that West Ham have played their best without the ball, fans have done fine out on the road, I think, as well. Is the London Stadium to blame for the poor atmosphere? It's certainly part of it. It's a weird place. It's a weird place to go. It's not designed for atmospheric things. I'm going to get ready to press play on the timer. I've also realised the timer is wonky on this thing. I hope it's not on the one with myself and Tom. I apologise for that, everyone. Let me pull that up. Let me do this. And let me do this just to check that's calm. Give me a second, everyone. There we go. I'm ready. Oh, the mouse. You'll see the mouse. It's a weird place. It's a weird place, it's the London Stadium. I can't lie about it. I don't want to say it's purely down to that. I think fans can obviously change that. But at the same time, it is what it is. As Young Tom returns. Hello, Young Tom.
Hello.
I said nothing bad about you whatsoever.
Back with more cake.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Antonio, I think, best player in first half, looked dangerous despite no end product from open play, says the Pocky Punk. Tom, who would you say was the best player in the first half for West Ham United? Like this. Really deepsing it. Really giving it a big think.
I think Ben Johnson. And I saw somebody earlier say he's a bit dangerous. He was a bit unsure of him because he gives the ball away too much. I thought he defended very well in that first half. He nullified a few attacks down that left-hand side, and we didn't really see much from Rashford, which means that Rashford's going to crucify us second half. And yes, he may not be the best fullback going forward, but I think defensively, I thought he was very good in that first half. He looks comfortable.
I would say I have no opinion. I don't think anyone shone super bright.
Wan-Bissaka is on. Whoever called that, by the way, there was a United fan that called that he'd come at half time, didn't he? That was a very good shout.
There was a Man United fan who said Wan-Bissaka will start the second half, and he has.
Is that Fosu-Mensah that's come off for him?
Yes.
Right. I think it will now be equally as hard to attack down that side now because Wan-Bissaka is just a rock.
Yeah. Not that we were doing it that well before. Regardless. Rice from Mixie, that's a fair shout. What else is everyone saying? Antonio out on the left, Haller up top, Fornals down the middle, says Clayton. I agree, as I've just said. I like reading things out that make me feel like I'm smart, so thank you for saying it. I'm a genius. Johnson defends well, but loses his SHIT over the halfway line. Fair. I feel harsh judging him too much on it because he's obviously just come in, and I think I usually try to allow youth players the opportunity to make mistakes because they learn from them and get better. So I don't want to judge his attacking ability on the basis of whatever 120 minutes, but from what we've seen so far, he's not a great attacker. But he's been better in this game, like I said, than the start of the Watford one. Tom?
I just read. Sorry, I was just going to say I just read ex-West Ham employee because I know Connor mentioned it in the stream at half time. Apparently, Antonio has a nice little bonus if he gets to 10 goals. That will be why then. Oh right, well then in that case that's nice of Noble for knowing that.
Good for Noble for trying to
let his teammates
take
get the
money
bag
out of David Sullivan's pocket. I appreciate that.
Let
Also,
his
thank you for
teammates-
Connor. I missed you saying that, so I appreciate you giving that a shout out. Starting with much in the way the first half started with Man United finding all of the time and space on the ball. We started the halves slow this week. They've got a lot of time and space on the ball at the moment, Man United. Bruno Fernandes, that was actually a really smart ball, but no one was there to read it, unfortunately for him.
He's levels above some people in terms of creativity.
He's an utter baller. He's an utter baller.
He just sees things before they develop. It's just ridiculous.
Alan
How much he must have tore up the Portuguese league, and I know he was doing it consistently for a couple of years, but how good he must have looked in that league. It's mad. Sorry, Charlie.
No, it's fine. Alan, as Antonio tries to do something down the left again, he's managed to get past Maguire. The ball was pointless. Alan Robinis. What do you think of moving the stands at the London Stadium? I think it's a smart idea, but in order to make the thing any suitable for football, it would need to be all of the stands would need to be completely moved forward, as opposed to the current plan, which was moving the lower stand slightly closer and squaring some bits off. Which is fine, but it's not impressive. Also, the first few rows of the lowest tier already get rained on when it rains. So good luck if you're in that space.
Yeah, I don't really care so much. Again, if you believe certain sites, that's where our transfer budget's going. We don't have a transfer budget because of the stands potentially. No, I'm not really too bothered about what happens with the stands. That's not something I really focus on. If it helps the atmosphere, then good, but it's not something I'm like overly interested about. Yeah, I mean, I think they should have been closer to the pitch before
1-1.
this.
1-1. It's a very good goal for Man United, to be fair. They've just absolutely played through the lines. They've played through the lines way too easily there. That's sort of what you want from that organisation. That's the exact thing to stop, and it's not at all. The midfield and defenders are sort of all over the shop a little bit. They sort of get a bit better positioning, but as they play the ball through, it's so easy, and he has all the time in the world. Mason Greenwood somehow in the area he has.
How the hell has he got through all those people?
Great link up between him and Martial. To be fair to him, Diop doesn't get across to him anywhere near fast enough. But at the same time, where's Ogbonna? Where's anyone else? Where is anyone else? It's 1-1. It's a good goal from Manchester United, to be fair to them.
Do not let Mason Greenwood onto his left foot. Is what I would have said.
It's very simple, isn't it?
It is his favoured foot.
It's very simple. I'm just going to change this around a bit. Just so it's a bit more equal. There we go. That'll do. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. Greenwood in...
It's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Blistering form. And it doesn't surprise me that he's the guy to score. It does not surprise me.
We need to close our legs now because otherwise, knowing West Ham, and sometimes when we come out sluggish, it can be bang, bang, bang in quick succession if we're not careful.
Very much so.
Unfortunately.
Very much so. Clayton just walked through us. Yep. Yep.
That's the problem with us sometimes. It's like we just stand and stare.
Yeah.
We just allow things to develop, and it's like, oh, should we tackle him? I don't know.
Bowen's absolutely done Williams in there. He went for the Rice with the
Oh,
volley.
see ya.
Bowen went for the Robben. Couldn't quite get it off.
Decky.
What a noise! What a noise! Good opportunity from Bowen there. He's done well to take on Williams and completely mug him off twice. First time, then just as William thinks he's going to get back, he sends him on his backside. See you later. Shot was blocked, and then Rice decided now was the time. He's playing with a lot of confidence, Rice, in attacking areas at the moment. I don't know if it's because he scored maybe the best goal he's ever going to score in his entire career, but
if any, I know there was a Chelsea fan in here actually watching earlier. No, he's been shit tonight. 2 out of 10, definitely wouldn't buy him. Sorry, carry on, sorry.
That's fine. Imagine if Rice scored that. I know, right? Foshizi, Bowen has Williams on toast. It's quite nice to see him mug him off twice in a row, isn't it? He's just a very good player, Bowen. And I don't necessarily think of him as someone who's going to take on a defender in such a man-to-man manner like that. And yet, I mean, it's a youth player, to be fair, he's taken on, but at the same time, good ball through to Wan-Bissaka, who lays it in towards Martial, whose shot was blocked. Spaces are beginning to open up in this game for both teams here. The thing is, I don't know if Man United would take a draw. I need to look at the table, but we certainly would. But spaces are beginning to open up for both sides.
Yeah, especially as Gary Neville mentions on commentary, space is opening up because of the quick passing that United are now playing.
Yeah, but also space is also opening up for us because Man United are going for it, and so space like that chance with Bowen there where he did manage to take Williams on and then blitz past him.
Lovely touch from Matic.
Oh, we're looking at this. There's the table. Let me just
see there. Like, why does Ollie sit down and instruct? I don't get it. He just does look lost over on that bench sometimes. And again, I don't know if that's his demeanour or not, but he doesn't half look lost.
I just want everyone to know I stared at the table for a good 10 seconds there and literally took none of the information in. Like, nothing went into my dense head. Jesus Christ. A draw would suit both teams, says Fashizi. Then I agree with Fashizi because he is a trustworthy individual.
I don't think that they can rely on a draw, Man United, because they've got Leicester on the final day of the season. And it's at Leicester, winner takes all potentially. So I think United want to go for the win here.
That one guy, if United draw, they just need to draw with Leicester to get top 4, I believe. Interesting. Tom, pull up the table. Have a gander at what the table's saying.
I honestly think it would be within United's best interest to obviously beat us tonight because I don't think they would potentially trust themselves against Leicester, I would say.
I mean, it's in their best interest to beat us in general because if you're Man United, you should be beating West Ham. If we're being honest, poor pass that Man United collects all of the grace of a gazelle. Sorry, go on.
Before this game tonight, we'll go off of before because this table's not updated.
Yeah,
Man United have played 36, won 17, blah 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 blah. They're on 62 points, same goal difference as Leicester, so 28 and 62 points. So a draw tonight, again, I just don't think suits them. They move back into the top 4, obviously, and they go above Chelsea into third on goal difference. However, I think they'd obviously like to go into that game knowing that maybe a win and 1 or 2 better off in the goal difference would be better for them. Who did Chelsea have? Oh, they've got Liverpool tonight away. Obviously, it is the trophy celebration for Liverpool tonight, which is weird to think that. But who did Chelsea potentially have? Chelsea could be in danger here, maybe, of losing out on top 4, which would be quite funny just because of the amount of money they spent pretty much banking probably to those players that they were going to have Champions League football.
Can I just say 2 things? 1, Williams, poor dive. 2, poor haircut. Carry on.
I mean, it is post-lockdown, bro. Come on.
But you went and got one. What's his excuse? And listen, I'm not one to chat. I've got the worst hair out of everyone we know. But at the same time, bruv, come on, put some effort in. I put no effort in. Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
I did see there were 2 people trending on Twitter. Mark Noble and Paul Pogba are both trending on Twitter. Why is Mark Noble trending with 31,000 tweets? 34,000 tweets now.
Because he's such a baller, bruv. He's such a lovely boy.
Oh, apparently Noble was laughing at Pogba holding his face, knowing that he'd had. Oh wait, no, West Ham News put Noble laughing at Pogba holding his face, knowing that he had handballed. It was absolutely brilliant. I imagine it's probably because of the penalty thing, the people shitting themselves.
That's fair. That's fair. Again, Man United are just settling into their rhythm here. What a pass by Fernandes! Jesus Christ! It's not like a particularly incisive pass, but just the skill on show is it's a bit obtuse. Man United are getting slowly into their rhythm here, just completely controlling the game. We need to change it up slightly. We need to move it. We need a sub, as is often the case with David Moyes' team. We need a sub. I still think taking Antonio off and bringing on Haller would be a good shout at this point.
I think this is the perfect type of game for Haller. I think he would really try. I think he would really cause Maguire problems. Expose Maguire.
Just do something big. Try and change up your fortunes. Because the thing is, we don't have a lot to play for, but Moyes has his career on the line constantly to just impress. Because still, especially in the outside world, no one is really thinking David Moyes is any good. Maybe some West Ham fans are starting to change their mind on him, and that's fair enough. But in the outside world, certainly not. You'd think stepping up against a former team would give you some impetus to maybe try and change that perception of you. Yet he's sort of being David Moyes right now.
I mean, we still have only seen one match since the Premier League restart where we've used all 5 substitutions in the game.
I mean, we basically make no substitutions in the rest of them. Make 4 at least.
Oh, that's a cheeky little touch from Brandon Williams.
But I'm concerned. I'm a little bit concerned about how Man United are just sort of slowly getting into their stride here.
Eric says Bournemouth, Villa, or Watford, who will get relegated. I think Watford.
I agree.
Because I think we will beat Villa, but I think it will be like a 2-1 or something. And I reckon that Arsenal will beat Watford by 3 or more goals, I am suspecting. That's my bold predictions, and Watford will go down on goal difference.
I 100% agree with them. I want to say something else just to create conversation, but no, I think it's going to be Bournemouth and Watford for the exact reasons Tom just said.
I think it'll be funny actually, and do you know what? I'm almost glad, because the amount of managers that they go for a year is embarrassing. As Pogba tries one from 30 yards but fails, it's ridiculous. Them and Udinese, it's absurd, and I don't like it. I don't think it's on.
They don't like it.
They don't like it. I would also like them to stay up just so they could have to pay out more money to a manager. But no, I think it's a disgusting way of running a football club. I don't like it at all. And I think you have to realise the position that Pearson got them into, because they were rock bottom on 9 points at Christmas, and he did wonders. So I think it's poor, very poor. And if the stories are to be believed, then fair enough. Maybe you couldn't stay on as manager. But if it's not for that, and it's for another reason, or simply because we beat them, I think that's very poor from them.
The story, by the way, if you don't know, is that he walloped a man. Of course.
You are an ostrich.
You are an ostrich. Pointless sacking, says Reese Q. Yeah, I feel like it's just a madness. I feel like it's an utter madness. If it is for those reported reasons, then yeah, sure. If not, then what the hell is going on? It's crazy. Although maybe the idea is to try and get that new manager bounce, just to make sure you definitely get it over the line, because you've got some tough games. I do think it's a bit wild, though. I'm not going to lie.
Sorry, I just did a great comment from Starlight.
I'll read it. Can I read it out? I'm going to read it out.
No, yeah, go for it, Rob.
But football is millions of owners' money. Would Gonzo let you work for him, Charlie, if the cold taps went hot? Fair. What I'd say is this. Gonzo probably wouldn't hire me in the first place because I have... Oh, Bowen. I have literally I don't know my ass from my elbow when it comes to DIY.
Oh, that's a great save from De Gea.
I made my bed. It's an IKEA flat pack bed. Rest of it is a loss on me, bruv. Rest of it is a loss on me. I couldn't mean to be installing taps. Fun fact as well, the taps in our bathroom, which I didn't install, someone else did, are the wrong way round.
That is a great save.
So Tom, if you ever come to my house, don't turn on the hot tap if you think you want hot water, because it will be cold. If we're going to get relegated, we need to steal decor.
Antonio trying to volley the ball there. As Ben Johnson just tried one. Did you just see Antonio's attempt to volley the ball?
Yeah,
Love that.
I did.
Jeffrey Stelly says, with Diangana coming back to us or being sold by Moyes, are West Brom likely to be relegated next year if they come up this year? We will find out tonight, because obviously the championship concludes this evening.
Yes.
I am secretly hoping that West Brom do come up simply for the fact that Brentford stay down and maybe potentially, although actually no, saying that we haven't got any money, have we, Charlie? So we can't.
We've got no money, guys.
Yeah,
We've
and if we did, apparently 9 million would be enough to steal.
9 million would be enough to get Ollie Watkins, apparently, according to some people, because apparently he's just not very good. But we should need him also because 9 million.
All but
I feel like I want Brentford to come up. Next question, Your Honour. And the thing is with West Brom is, I trust them to sign a good player more than I trust us to sign a good player in that sense. So if they do lose Diangana, or sorry, if they don't gain Diangana, is maybe a better way to put it, then it's a bad thing for them. But I also think they'll at least have the cachet and the money to go and find someone. Whereas, I think it would be weirdly. I think Diangana is a bigger loss to us in a sense.
I really hope he stays next season. I think he has a lot to offer. He's had that consistency of playing in one of the better leagues in the world, toughest leagues in the world, I'd say, in the Championship, and he looks to have benefited from it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a tough league. That's a tough old league. And if you were consistently starting week in, week out in the Championship, that I think for me that says and speaks volumes.
And not only this is something I was talking to Ray about last night. Not only did he play really well the first time around, Martial almost came through there.
Rashford.
Not only did he do really well before his injury, but he's come back from his injury and hit the ground running again. I'm not going to say to the same level of before injury, but still very good, and that's a great.
He's playing with confidence. Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with our preseason. But whatever our first preseason game is and whenever it is,
Fabianski sat down Martial.
Diangana has to start. Diangana has to start it for me, so he can give the opportunity to carry on that form and that momentum in the same way Jared Bowen got that opportunity with West Ham. He managed to hit that ground running, give Diangana that opportunity, and give him the opportunity to make that position his. Is my opinion if I was in charge. Which I'm not. Bowen's squeaky bum time through. I don't know why I said that. Antonio out to Souček. Johnson. Antonio. Just sort of passing it around, trying to find any space. Antonio's pass went straight to Maguire there, who clears it. Free kick to Man United. You know.
Stop foul that. Yeah, no, we play. Do you know this time tonight we played some nice football. Still would get Jack Wilshere on though. We're around that time now where I would like to see us make our first substitution. Who, if it was down to me and I was the manager, which I'm not, it would be Wilshere for Noble.
I think we do need subs. I think we need, to be fair, I would have made a sub at half time, but I do think we do need subs to change up the momentum in this game quite badly. Jack Wilshere in the middle of the pitch would be quite nice.
Yes, but it's so get ready to never see this. Edge YouTube says, will Moyes stay?
Yes. Will he stay?
Yeah.
Will he stay past next summer is a different question, but will he stay until next year? Certainly, he's definitely here. He's here to at least December. At least, even if he starts horrendously, they won't fire him until at least December.
Eric says, if Watford get relegated, we need to steal Decore. I agree, but unfortunately, I think there will be several teams also looking at him. To be fair, there is a few players that Watford have got that will go to Premier League clubs. I mean, would you take Deulofeu, Pereira, Decore, Capoue?
Adrian Mariappa. Would I take it? I would. Well, I don't know. Cresswell. I don't know. Is the answer. I don't know if there's I'd take Keena back. Let's go. I don't know if I take anyone from Watford.
Yes, let's get Troy Deeney up, and he will fire us to victory.
Yes.
You're looking at me there like that would actually happen. I think Troy Deeney would be the best thing since sliced bread for West Ham.
I don't know if I would take any of Watford's players. I think some of their players are good enough for us, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would take them currently though.
Mm.
The ones I would look at would be Decore, but I think Decore would ask for too much money for us, and I don't.
Good interception there. Is that Diop again stepping forward there? Nice from. Nice.
Bloody hell!
Go on, Dick. He fancies himself now, doesn't he?
He's-
He scored that one goal, and all of a sudden he is just so much confidence. Love it. Love that from Decky Rice. Let's see how
I
close.
don't. I prefer him pass it to someone in a good position, but at the same time, it's
I
close.
said this in my vlog. If he starts adding that to his game, because at the minute defenders seem to be okay with just stepping off of him, and if he adds that to his game, it adds such a level to it because defenders will realise that they can't give him the half a yard that he needs to let go of one. I think he becomes such a more dangerous player in that respect. But yeah, that was dangerously so close. So close. Oh, is it hydration station time?
Hydration station. Right, let's just take. I have nothing, but because I didn't make a for this week. I didn't make a singular U one. I didn't have the time, and so I can't just click.
Go and get one now. Go and get one now. Can you not do that?
I tell you what, I'm going to make a single. Everyone watching live is going to witness me making one of these live. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to mute myself while I make it, and then I'm going to make a Young Tom specific one. So I'll see you in a minute, everyone.
Hi guys. Oh, Charlie's the one on screen at the minute though, which is the issue. Can they hear you right now? Okay, apparently you cannot hear Charlie. So hello everybody. As we work behind the scenes. Hang on, we're nearly there. As you can see, the Discord call we are currently in. Hello, it's me. Do a David Attenborough style on him, Tom. I wish. Maybe in a minute. I can see him right now. So when he goes for his glass of water, maybe I'll do it. Look at the OBS work by Charlie right here. It's just beautiful. Look at it. Look at that. He's happy. He's happy, everyone. He's happy. He's really. Yes. Anyway, back to the game. Yeah, he's just quickly going to get a drink of water because he didn't get himself on, unfortunately, as Marcus Rashford just gets booked. Excuse me. Eric says, when will the Hammers Chat bars be available in the store? I don't know. We need to discuss that with Gio. There are a few things coming out soon. I know the mugs are back in stock. If you haven't picked up your mug yet, please do because they are brilliant and designed by the one and only Charlie, I believe, for that. Okay. Right. So maybe we do the same thing with the vase. I don't know. I'm laughing because I've got Charlie in my ear. Jez Bish says, I'm back, boys. Just had a keema naan and chips and sweet chili sauce. Things you just love to see.
Hang on a second. I'm back because we've heard curry chat. I'll go and get the water in a second. I was just fixing Tom's solo one to make it look all nice. Listen, can we talk about the naan just very briefly? Keema is an interesting shout. Can I get from the chat what is everyone's favorite naan bread?
That's a foul.
I will be back in a moment.
Okay. Yeah, I had a curry last night. I went out for a curry for my birthday. Chicken tikka pathia. If anybody's had that, it's absolutely beautiful. I've just seen something that's very scary whilst Charlie just stood up to go to the toilet. We won't pretend like his belly was just hanging out, but nobody let him know that. I've just seen that. Anyway, we do have a free kick on the edge of the area. Charlie is just quickly popping to the toilet just to get a glass of water. Hang on a second. Noble steps up, crosses the ball in. Yes, look at that. We are one subscriber away now from the 12,600 mark. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. If you are in here and you haven't liked the video already, then do drop a like on the video. It really helps us out. Of course it is. I'm actually worried now that a lot of you have started talking about curry and food because if Charlie sees this when he gets back, it's all that's going to be discussed, unfortunately. as we look to be stepping up a little bit since the drinks break again. Let's have a look there. Clayton, trouble with playing Noble is he offers no options going forward in support of Bowen or Fornals. I think that may be just because he doesn't offer the pace so much, unfortunately. And I don't think he's as creative as somebody like Wilshere to actually unlock the defence. I think Wilshere has that final ball. I don't think Noble has it as much anymore, I would say. I don't know. Look at that. Last 10 minutes of possession, 73% for West Ham. That is, wow. That is incredible. A lot of people with curries, apparently, which is interesting enough. As we just hit 12,600 subscribers, thank you to whoever that was that just did that, as we hit 12,601 as well. Yeah, no, the support the last few weeks, guys, has been absolutely incredible from all of you. From the bottom of our hearts, it's been genuinely amazing. So really do appreciate that. As Charlie comes back, belly hanging out. So please, you will not be able to see it on the stream, but I see it. This West Ham shirt is way too small for him. Hang on. Although I think he knows. I think he knows, chat. I think he knows that we've been telling him.
Why are you telling people my secrets, bro? Why are you telling people my secrets?
I'm not telling anything, I swear. As Arthur Masuaku is coming on.
What?
My word.
What?
Crespo is down injured.
Oh, okay, right. That makes a bit more sense. Has any substitutions happened in the meantime?
He has not. This will be his first sub of the game.
Sure.
Moses, leave Charlie alone, Tom. Listen. I was not being mean.
Thank you.
I just simply said I was shocked and disturbed at what I saw. Look at Mikel Antonio's record. What a man. Edge says I've been sub since 2000. Yes, I remember back in the year 2000 when I was 6, Charlie was 7, and we were just editing videos and doing graphics.
Just doing mad bits.
We were just doing lines and banging nines.
Blackjack and hookers.
Blackjack and hookers.
Well, you know, any sub doesn't matter how long for is always greatly appreciated. So thank you.
Reskill, I'm only joking. You know I love him, really. We just ticked over 12,600 subscribers as well, Charlie. I was just thanking the chat whilst you were out.
Thank you. It sounds like you were chatting shit about me, but that's fine. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I was not.
Thank you.
I was just telling the chat how scared I was when you stood up. It was just like, whoa.
Listen, for the chat, it looks good. Underneath that, it's a bad time. This is an old shirt, and I've got a lot of weight. Okay, Masuaku.
Oh, Bowen has gone down. A little bit of a dead leg, it seems. But is that Masuaku's first appearance back since the lockdown? Am I completely wrong?
I don't remember if he played any of the opening games.
I think this is his first game back since lockdown, since the restart. Charlie's shirt does look banging, though, but if you ask him to stand up, it's a different matter.
Which I won't.
Which you won't do.
Which I won't. For reasons
I will give a visual representation of what happened.
I could do it. I won't, because the sub count will go down, but I could do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure anyway. Got a juicy little 92 rated card on FIFA the other day, doing naffle. Good old summer showdown FIFA. Love that. FIFA 21 out tomorrow. Well, not out tomorrow, but the trailer tomorrow, Charlie. Got to be excited.
I literally am not. It's going to be the first year I'm not going to buy a football game in a while. You know,
in a hot minute.
I'm not even going to buy PES. Because for those who don't know, I'm a PES boy. I buy PES over FIFA. I have done since 2016 because FIFA is trash. And yeah, I'm not even going to buy PES. So it is what it is. You do have very voluptuous lips.
I promise you, there is nothing on my lips.
On your eyelashes?
There is nothing on my eyelashes. I've just... Clips jumps back in. Don't be silly. That's exclusively for OnlyFans. Yeah. www.com. OnlyFans.com/Athens32. Actually, don't search that because I actually found an account the other day.
So fun fact: one of our friends put in a group chat that myself and Tom are in. If you type in OnlyFans.com/Athens32, there is an OnlyFans account, not a creator. I think
it ain't mine.
A watcher, if you want to put it in those terms. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that. There's no.
Hey, listen, there is an
Sebastian
only
Haller is coming on for Mikel Antonio, by the way. Sound the sirens. Moyes has made a substitution. Haller. Come on.
Metrosexual. What does metrosexual mean? I don't know.
You not know?
I don't know what metrosexual is. I know metro.
It's what the game series.
Man of sex.
2033. No, it's essentially ball comes in, bounces about. Not really anything's come from it.
Is a man that there's multiple sex on the metro.
No, it's like a person who, a man who has their grooming down. Let's say.
A man that only has sex on the metro.
It's not got anything to do with preferences or anything. It's more to do with like grooming regimes and someone who's a modern day man. Let's go with.
I don't know why I just felt like metrosexual would be good like a Borat.
See, when you said Metro, my brain went to Metro 2033, or Metro Last Light, or Metro Exodus, the game series.
Metro is trains.
Which I haven't played, but I do have.
Yeah, Tom, aren't you studying journalism? Listen, there is.
I do have Metro.
Oh, Metro Redux. Actually, speaking of which, just picked up. Oh, for anybody that cares today, F1 20.
Love that.
We'll be playing that tonight. Yes, I was studying journalism. Yes, I've since finished. I've still got a dissertation to write before the 28th of August, but I am, I will be a graduate soon. Funnily enough, at the young old age of 25.
And yet he doesn't even know what the word metrosexual means.
There's just so many different sexual things at the minute in terms of, like, I saw the LGBTQ thingy plus whatever the other day, and I was like, I didn't even know that many got added. So I'm behind the times, I'm afraid to say.
You'll get there one day.
There's so many different things we need to learn. Eric says, thinking of buying F1, how much is it? I paid 44 quid for mine from Amazon, and it arrived earlier today. Although I did buy Ghost of Tsushima as well, which was out of stock all week on Amazon, but thankfully I did get it. Yeah. MTB says this chat is actually amazing.
I'm glad I didn't get Ghost on launch, I will say that.
To be fair,
I had a bet with a friend of mine about what the Metacritic would be, and I said 83, and the Metacritic was 84, so I was very close.
Interesting art style. It looks good. It looks great.
It is probably a very good game, but it doesn't look like something I'm going to regret not buying day one. Do you know what I mean? Like I would have with Last of Us 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2 or something like that.
That was Matic again. He's 3 chuckles in a row that he has been very, very naughty.
Very, very naughty.
Naughty indeed.
Naughty.
Talking of Watford, here comes Odion Igalo.
Very naughty. Bruno Fernandes getting a yellow there for just clapping back at the ref.
Going ham at the ref.
Well, you see you, you're a mug fan. That's how I imagine Bruno Fernandes.
Pussy or blood.
Look, shut your, bro, hush your gums, fam. Why are you talking to me like that? Shut up.
Shut up, blood. Yeah, MTB said his chat is actually amazing. I think people sometimes when they come in, they maybe dislike the video because they're like, oh, they're not talking about the football, or oh, I expected more chat about the game. I don't know. It's kind of like we just chat with you guys whilst the game's going on, plus game discussion when things are happening.
Yeah,
it's fun that way, though, isn't it? I think it's fun that way because it means that we've got a good rapport with you guys.
We try to make it essentially as if ooh, it's a violent conduct VAR check.
Oh, that should be a red card.
Hang on.
Is it a red card? That should be a red. That is definitely a red card.
No red. I didn't watch it enough. It was a yellow card for the headbutt and not clapping back at the ref.
Right. So the VAR definitely got it right for the first one, but then they've just.
What a muggle.
What a muggle.
I appreciate the Harry Potter references after my escapades, so I can do it.
That should be a red card, IMO.
I need to rewatch it.
What a ball that was, by the way. I think it was held by the fact that Basak was being held back, but that was a switch and a half.
Masuaku also been booked.
Jeffrey said,
yeah.
if you did dislike a radio podcast, then honestly, it would be difficult to listen to. I don't disagree with you. I don't think I could listen to me and Charlie for too long. Just simply for the fact that I chat shit most of the time. Charlie chats sense, I chat shit.
I don't know if I chat sense.
You do. I get overly annoyed about the simplest of things, and you're just calm constantly.
I'm a picture of Zen, bro. This is my life, you know.
You're a good cop. I'm bad cop. That's why we work so well.
I'll say that.
But you much prefer your personalities to media robots. Well, we do try. We do try. We have a laugh and a joke. Paul Spencer says, "Red card, no argument." I said it. The Tarkovsky thing. I should do it again. Shouldn't I? That was a red card. That's definitely a red card.
That's a red card. I just, Charlie. I can't stop looking. I think it's a red card, Charlie. It's a red. It was a red card. I think it's a red card. It's a red card. That's a definite red card, Charlie. That was a red card.
Oh dear.
And
well,
a second
you were out of the room, by the way. I must say, the 10 minutes. The minute you stepped out the room, we had a last 10 minutes possession. We had 74% or something of the possession in that 10 minutes prior to that. That is one of the weirdest stats we've seen all season. The fact that we could hold 73% of the possession for 10 minutes, I think, is ridiculous. Eric says, "Do you think it was a red card?" I agree with myself that it was a red card. Charlie, what about you? Do you think it was a red card?
I haven't watched it. I need to watch it again. I tried to see it.
Would you like me to give you a replay as to how it happened?
No, it's good. Oh yeah, actually yes. Hang on.
And went
One more time.
It wasn't even like a. It was more like a quick bob of the head.
Like a quick one. One of them.
Just like one of them, yeah. It's like
Okay.
a duck or something. It was like.
Okay.
It's just a quick little thing. It was like, I'm going to do it, but you should shit yourself. But Noble just kind of stood there and laughed at him.
One more time. Okay. I think it was a red. I think it was a red.
They missed it apparently. The foul had happened. Matic had fouled.
Oh, calm down.
Oh, that's a red in itself. I'm just shouting out red cards everywhere.
Red, GBH, send him to prison.
That was naughty from Masuaku. That's a leg breaker if he's not careful. I love how Wan-Bissaka just took that like a G as well.
He sort of like shook it off.
Exactly, Rishku. Everyone off. Get them all sent off.
Everyone,
Get him. He give me a yellow card. I can't speak.
I can't speak. That's just typical of what he is.
You dirty git.
Send him off. Send the dirty git off.
Oh my God, was doing was the instant impact.
Send him off. Send the
dirty get off.
That's just typical of what he is. I can't speak.
He set up like a 3/4.
I can't speak. What a... Oh, if you haven't seen that video, by the way, go watch it. The rugby commentary video. I'm low-key tempted to put it... You know at the end where we put the screen up where it talks about subscribing and all that. I'm low-key tempted to have that playing in the background as we go out.
Give him a yellow card. I can't speak.
I can't speak. That's just typical of what he is.
Yeah, Stephen Jones was saying I missed it. What happened?
Sorry.
Matic made a tackle on Fornals, and then the afters was Fernandez almost arguing with Masuaku or someone down the left, and then Noble sort of stepped in front of Masuaku to speak to him, and then he kind of jolted his head out very like that. It was like that motion. Okay. It was the intent that was there. It can literally be. Yeah, I think that's a red card because the intent is there. We've seen red cards given for that before. IMO. Ele Masuaku should have got sent off potentially 5 minutes later. Moise Javid, who did actually ask me, he said, "What were West Ham playing like in 90s and 2000s?" I don't know. I was but a wee bairn.
What was the question? What were West Ham playing like in the 90s and 2000s?
I think he said, hang on, we were talking about my age. Yeah, there it is. He said, "Tom, what were West Ham like in the late 90s and early 2000s?" Early 2000s, I could have told you we were okay, not great, but there was some talented footballers at the club.
Yes,
but the 90s,
good crop of players.
It was
Harry Redknapp style attacking football. So
I but was a Ben and a thought in my dad's. We'll stop it there.
Ooh, blimey.
Ooh. there was something that I saw there about somebody said something and I wanted to.
Good tackle.
Martin Sheridan saying Noble
Oh.
running rings around Pogba. Gio said don't play him. Yeah,
Bruv, that flipping tackle and pass was,
go on then, Jared. Go on then, Jared. Oh, Jared.
was a painting.
I would necessarily think actually our midfield has been very good. I think we've nullified a lot of what Man United have thrown us tonight, including Fernandes and Matic. I think Fernandes has tried to influence the play, but I actually think we've muscled them quite well. I would say.
I think we've been acceptable. I wouldn't put it as great, but I still think I'm content.
They haven't run rings around us, though, as Martin says. He is. We have marshalled them well, is what I would say. We've not allowed them to create like they usually.
I think we've done enough for a Man United team who aren't firing on all cylinders today. I think we've done enough. You know what I mean? I'm not particularly happy about it, but I'm content. I'll take it.
I love Thomas Souček. Souček sees ball. Give me that. 2 minutes of normal time left. I think Man United will see this as 3 points dropped for them. They obviously wanted to be winning a game like this today, but do you know what? We're in good form at the minute. Antonio scoring again, and yeah. Antonio is definitely going to win Player of the Month in the Premier League. How does that make you feel?
Deserves it.
It will be a bitter pill for us both to swallow.
Not really. I still don't. I mean,
no, I mean for both of us because I know we both have criticised
today. Just because a guy does well once. Look, let me put it this way: if I was playing Premier League, I might have a good game once. Doesn't mean I'm any good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well done, Souček. I tell you what, and I know I said it the other day as well. I think Tom Souček's possibly our best signing since Dimitri Payet.
No. Next question.
Really? I think you say our best signing being.
He plays for QPR. He has a it's Hugo. Whoa. I don't know. Bowen better than him? Yes, probably.
I think. Well, I said to be fair in the fan company over there, I did say Bowen and Souček have both been the best two signings. I think.
I think Bowen has had a more effect. Look, here's the thing with Souček. I'm just still not convinced about his defensive work. If I'm being honest. Before the lockdown, I was very much so. After the lockdown, I also think to be fair, he's been playing a slightly different role since the lockdown. But his offensive abilities have been very, very good since the lockdown. Since Project Restart, defensively, I'm far from convinced by him since the restart, unfortunately. But that's not a diss on him at all, because I still think since the restart he's been probably second or third best player or whatever.
All the Championship games have just kicked off, by the way. For those intrigued, West Brom are 0-0 at the minute with QPR. And Brentford are also 0-0 as well, so no change at the top. Actually, wait, no. What are Fulham doing? Are they winning? 0-0 with Wigan, actually. I don't know how it has to be, but I know Wigan have to win tonight, pretty much. If they're going to get deducted the 12 points, they have got to win. And hope that Charlton lose at the same time. And then, obviously, West Brom have to win. If they don't win and Brentford do, Brentford go up automatically. There's a lot to play for tonight in the Championship, to be fair. It should be a good night of football. Obviously, Liverpool lift the trophy later on. Liverpool will lift the trophy later on. So, yeah. See, there's the table at the minute. So, really, United fans, if they lose to Leicester, then that's it. So,
but if they draw to Leicester, they're in.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. However, as Gary Neville just said on telly, I think 100%, if you'd have seen where United were a few months ago, especially before the restart, they were coming, but they weren't there before Christmas. As soon as they signed Fernandes, they went straight up and looked a lot better.
Yarmolenko on for Bowen, by the way, who's gone down and been taken off. Bowen, who's been in the wars today. Not been super effective, but has done some bits occasionally. But he's been in the wars, looks hurt a couple of times, and now he's off for Yarmolenko.
That one guy before did say Antonio's getting close to being in West Ham's top 5 goal scorers of the Premier League era. I mentioned it before the game. We were actually, funnily enough, myself and Charlie both looked at this stat the other day off camera. We were being very sad, very late at night, and we were looking and doing quizzes and stuff.
No, that's not sad. I own it. You can be embarrassed if you want. We were doing quizzes And what?
We were
What?
quizzing.
And I like
We were-
wrestling. Shut
Oh
up.
no, we were in preparation for me taking part in the Hammer Shots
Yes.
semi-finals against Dom, who you see on West Ham Fan TV. I've got him next week in the
No,
semi-finals.
you don't have Dom. You have John. You have John Nolan from American Hammers. Dom was on the semi-final last week with Irish Tommy.
And he now plays me. I had a bye in the first round.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I had a
What?
bye in the
You
first
get a buy, and I'm not even in the playoffs. This is a travesty.
Yeah.
I'm taking this to the highest order. Where's Adam Frankel? I'm going to message him after this and be fuming about it.
So yeah, we were training me up, and we did look at West Ham's top scorers in the Prem.
We did.
And
Noble
to
is
see us
seconds.
going up there is just shows you how poor our strikers have been in the Premier League era, unfortunately.
But it's also none of them get enough time. We're always chopping and changing like absolute madmen.
Foe, I shall expect you there, supporting me in full next week. I want you there. I need backing.
If I can, I'm going to message Adam.
I think John's on tonight, Foe. I think John is he does his match tonight against Lee. I believe is how it should work.
Lee.
Yeah.
Lee going ahead of me. I'm having a mare here. I'm having a mare.
You won the first thing.
I did. I destroyed.
Let me in.
I destroyed that. Tom, who's your man of the match today? As the game's coming to an end. Of course, if the game's coming to an end, stick around because Gio and Goza will be live with their review very soon. Tom, who's your man of the match?
You give yours quickly. I'm just going to get the link.
Mine is... I don't know. That's why I asked you first. I don't know, to be honest with you. I can't decide. It's been a weird game where it's like... I don't think... I saw... who was it who was talking in the chat? Actually, let me find your comment. Seaside Hammer. You gave us no hope before and little credit for a top performance. I don't think it's been a top performance, to be honest with you, Seaside. I think it's been acceptable, given how good Man United have been. I will accept this, but I certainly wouldn't call it top by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, so I don't really know who to pick. Who should I pick?
Oh yes, of course as well. Tonight it does. If we draw this game, make us mathematically safe.
Of course. Yes.
It does, and expect the Thomas Souček announcement very soon. And I would imagine that he is a Hammer next season with us staying up. But yeah, it just completely escaped me that it's 1-1, which I know people are putting in the chat that it is full time. We'll just wait for the whistle to go. But yeah, that is it. West Ham are a Premier League club for another season.
Yes.
Well, that was an interesting game tonight. I did not expect it as Bruno Fernandes boots the ball away. They are clearly frustrated in that game, and we did well. Good
result. I'll take that.
Manchester United now need to avoid losing to Leicester to get into the top 4 next season. So I think Leicester will nab that next weekend. But no, as for us, I thought that was a brilliant game. I did not expect us to perform in that way at all. Tonight, I thought, that was it. We're waiting for
it was a thing. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was. I'm not unhappy with it. Certainly not. I'm content with that. As I said, I felt like we were going to lose 3-1, and so a 1-1 draw I will take for the point. I will take the point happily. But I don't know. It's one of those ones where like I'm not super happy with the performance, but I'll take the result. So I'm content. I given the fact that I thought we were going to lose. As Tom said, we're just waiting for them to set up. Gio has just sent me a message saying they are setting up. Once they're live, we will of course spam the live chat with the link so you can run and jump in there. Faux-cheesy.
What a man! Again, second donation of the day. We greatly appreciate that. £5 donation from Fo. You're already in the bottom corner, my friend, so you were already a legend. But yes, another donation from Fo. What an absolute man. Yes, we are Premier League. We are Premier League next season. Apparently, Mark Goldbridge is absolutely fuming right now.
Doesn't surprise me.
Which is quite fun. I know maybe our numbers haven't been up there as they have been the previous weeks, but I suspected that was because they like to watch Mark Goldbridge lose it, which is always fun. But for those of you that did come by today. Thank you very much. We are just waiting on Gio and Gonzo to go live, and we will spam the chat for you. So you don't even have to go anywhere. You can just stick around for the review.
Thank you, Tho. Thank you, Annihilator, who was the first donator.
If you are in here, by the way, and you haven't already, do drop a like, subscribe on the channel, all that good stuff. You can see the subscriber count go up because we're cool like that, and we are technologically ahead of those around us.
And by those around us, we mean Gio and Gonzo's, whose live streams have a paused live counter now. I'm not saying anything, Gio, but you know, we're just
I'll do better than that, my friend.
Ahead, you know?
Yeah, no. Yeah, do drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We are going to be here for another couple of minutes while we're the other two. But yeah, no, I'm so impressed with us tonight. I think we could have gone in there, rolled over, had our bellies tickled, knowing that we were pretty much safe, and you know, that unless we got absolutely battered, that we were going to be a Premier League team next year. And thankfully for us, we showed out. And we frustrated Man United at times. We had a lot of the ball as well at periods in that second half. Maybe didn't have the creativity to unlock United consistently, but
yeah.
No, I thought I was very impressed. I was very impressed with how Moyes set the team up tonight. I think obviously he deserves some respect because again he could have gone in there and he could have been absolutely rolled over and whatnot. And I'm sure that will maybe help some fans' opinions on him, maybe not others. Who knows? But yeah. I am easily pleased, Clayton, indeed. I'm in a good mood. It was my birthday yesterday. I'm in a good mood.
Let him be in a good mood. I, on the other hand, thought it was fine. Let's
go back to the match quickly before Gio and Gonzo do go live, as we are waiting for them.
I literally can't pick someone. I'm not going to lie about it. I literally can't. Antonio, he scored. There you go.
Live chat, what about you?
Yeah, live chat have better opinions than me. Ask them. Ask them. Ask the smart people, not my stupidity. I feel like I'm excited for that Villa game because although we don't have anything to play for, I would still hope we would go for it. And given Villa stepping to us, we might be able to do some bits there. Stephen Jones asks you how old.
25, believe it or not. Although some people would have me believe that I was 18 when I shave. So yeah.
Same thing happens to me, bro. I go from being 45 to being 18, and it's a fun old time.
Just think Rice, Souček, Fornals and Bowen hold us together. I think they do. I think we're getting a good spine in the team with those guys, Clayton. I really do. And Bonner as well. I think he's been superb. And Fabianski. They're the must starts for me every single week. Yeah. 100%. Rice I thought was brilliant. I thought Souček was fantastic as well. I thought multiple players were 7, 8 out of 10s tonight in our team. I thought Ben Johnson really gave himself a good showing tonight as well. I was surprised how well he's slotted in again into the first team. But yeah,
I'm happy for Johnson because I thought that was a slightly more assured performance from over 90 minutes than the Watford one, because obviously in the Watford game I felt like he started the first half. I was like, oh. Whereas now I'm like, okay, building on something.
Well, I think the fact that he did keep Rashford quiet was massive for us, because there were certain players that were playing tonight for Man United that really should have dominated us, especially with the form that they've been. And I think our defence really did a great job of nullifying that. Yeah, I think having Johnson at the forefront of that, especially Rashford, with how hot in form he's been, I think he was superb for the way he played tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I think I'm looking forward again to seeing him against Villa, where I just want to see him start to grow into it now, just become a more dominant performance, you know.
Of course. If you have just joined, don't worry. The review is going live with you and Gonzo soon. We're just waiting for those guys to set it up, which should be any minute now. So if you are in here waiting and you haven't joined us throughout the stream, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps us out. Each of the watch alongs so far have been over 100 likes, so it could really help us ticking that up over 100. It'd be really nice of you guys. As Greg Hughes, he says, Bowen murdered Williams all night as well. I completely agree. He sat Williams down a few times. And that was, it was good to watch. Bowen has fit seamlessly into our team, and he is such a weapon.
Unfortunately, and that's like today, where I don't think he was particularly great, and yet he still was absolutely mugging him off like an absolute, like a good footballer.
Doug Mowat says 14 dislikes, pissy United fans. Yeah, apparently they if Charlie reckons not, I reckon it's because they're quite salty.
I think you want it to be because they're quite salty, whereas I,
exactly.
on the other hand,
I want an excuse for people to not come in and go, I don't like them, guys. I'm going to dislike the video.
Whereas I'm not fussed.
Yeah. Migsy says Johnson is awesome in our half. And Clayton saying Johnson's playing very well defensively. Yeah, he's not exactly there, I would say, as an attacking fullback just yet. It'll come with time. I think his defensive awareness, I think, is brilliant. Anybody watching Super Slav in their final game, says Doug Mowat.
I might do. I might go and watch it after this. I'm tempted. I'm very interested in the end of that. I'm rooting for Brentford and them, which is very annoying because I can't decide which one I want more.
It's a crazy night in the Championship. It is all to play for. As the viewers do go up, I'm sure people are wondering if the review is going live any minute. It will be. We are just waiting on Gio and Gonzo. I know there's 173 of you at the minute. It says on my screen waiting. Don't worry, they will be going live in a minute. We will drop the link in here so you don't even have to move anywhere.
Apparently they're live. I've just checked. Gio didn't message me. So everyone, Tom is about to drop the link in the chat. I specifically asked Gio to message me. He didn't. Thank you all for watching. We do appreciate it. Like I said, like and subscribe if you are new around here. There is a review right now with Gio and Gonzo live on the main channel. Go click it. Tom, drop the link in the chat. There it is. Click on it. Go say hello from us. Thank you so much, everyone. Tom, say thank you and then bye. Don't have to say
thank you very much, guys. Go. All of you that tuned in today, go and enjoy the review.
Go enjoy the review. Farewell. See you next week. No, the weekend. Whatever. Bye.